Welcome to Swish and Flick, an all Potter podcast.
Swish and flick. Everyone? Swish and flick.
Hello and welcome to episode 149 of Swish and Flick. I'm Tiffany.
I'm Megan.
I'm Katie.
And I'm not Narb.
And this episode is sponsored by Shelby Plyler. Thank you, Shelby.
Thank you.
Today we will be discussing the second half of chapter 17 of Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Educational decree number 24.
What the heck?
It's because that was in its way.
Proper.
24.
So make sure that you have read that chapter and you're ready to pounce your way through the details. Before we begin...
It makes me think of the line.
What
He's
makes
like
milk
little-
you?
Oh,
yeah. Or Tigger.
T-I-double-G-R.
Pounce like a chicken pounce.
Except you say bounce, but...
He pounces.
And bounces.
Yeah.
And
right.
springs and things.
Tell me some profits.
Okay, I will.
Nice mouse deals.
So, some fun news. This is just a little fun trivia fact, really, but it is the 10-year anniversary of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter in Orlando.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Wow.
My whole soul literally hurts right now.
Yeah.
Katie,
How is it 10? 10?
you're almost
10.
30.
No. Ugh. No.
10.
That
I'm
gross.
still, I know. I'm still the young one here.
So,
Baby Yoda's older than you. Just think
that's
about
cool. It opened.
If it makes you feel any
I
better.
And
love that.
actually, it's 10 years today, the day we're recording it. So it opened on June 18th, 2010.
Whoa. Happy birthday.
That's bananas.
Too bad Alana's on here. She loves singing Happy Birthday.
Aw.
And some of the Harry Potter film stars that were there for the grand opening ceremony included Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, Bonnie Wright, James and Oliver Phelps, Matthew Lewis, and Tom Felton. So 10 years ago, they helped open the doors to
So wait.
Hogsmeade.
So wait, you're telling me Mr. Radcliffe was at the park, but couldn't record his voice for anything?
Well, he did for Hogsmeade, but just not Diagon Alley.
True. Because it is actually him on the Forbidden Journey.
Because if you think about it, when the Wizarding
Well, I don't know what that ride's like.
when Universal opened Hogsmeade, the films were still being filmed.
It's not his voice in the train.
That wasn't
That wasn't there,
it's
though.
not, but that wasn't there then.
Whatever.
Also, fun fact.
Where
Hold
was
on, what was
Emma?
I gonna say? Yeah, I don't know. Well,
She would have been in college.
I think I don't know. Yeah,
School.
maybe. Ugh, school, such an excuse.
Well, she is our age, and we were 10 years ago.
This is true.
That's college age.
What's math?
This is true. So yeah, Hogsmeade was open, and that was the very first taste of Universal's.
How long were those lines?
It was insane.
Astronomical.
And I just want to, I always like to throw this little tidbit of information out. Universal was gonna close.
That's true.
Like Dunzo.
Bankrupt.
Bye. They were going bankrupt. Harry Potter saved them.
Have you guys looked at our Discord chat? There's Katie Cheesemo. Oh,
Oh.
Miffany.
Oh my gosh.
You
I
guys
am
are killing it with your
appreciating this.
names.
They're
oh
all
my
the
god.
Vito.
Hilarious.
Oh my
That's
god.
the
So
greatest.
anyway, I just want to
Best.
shout out to Universal because they got the rights to Harry Potter and they literally saved themselves, and now we get to enjoy the greatness that is the Wizarding World of Harry Potter
For
In
sure.
Butterbeer.
before our very eyes.
Yes.
And then the other little tidbit of news that I thought was pretty cool is Daniel Radcliffe recently was on a podcast.
What's a podcast?
I don't know. I don't listen to
know.
them. There's a new podcast called Cunning Stunts, and it is about stunt performers in the industry. So one of the hosts is David Holmes, who was Daniel Radcliffe's stunt double for all of the Harry Potter films, except in the last film, he got injured. I think that something happened with his neck. So he is paralyzed.
Is
What's-
he paralyzed?
like, what was he-
Like quadriplegic or paraplegic? Do you know?
I don't know. He has some movement in his hands and arms,
That's crazy.
but like,
Well, just because
Nothing
it
else.
was where the injury is, like how much
Yeah.
you get.
It
how
was
much
during
movement.
filming Potter.
yeah.
What scene?
I think that it says here he served as Radcliffe's stunt double on all 8 Harry Potter films until he was critically injured during production. On the final entry in the series, Holmes broke his neck performing a stunt and was paralyzed from the chest down. It doesn't say exactly when. But anyway, I don't know. I can try and find out
That's
for you guys if
awful.
you're interested. But so he did an episode with Dan where they talked about stunt performers and how they don't really get enough credit in Hollywood, and how Dan believes that they should recognize them at the Academy Awards with
Oh,
their own
totally.
category, but because they don't right now. And they also point out Daniel Radcliffe stressed that stunt performers are putting their lives on the line to create art, and singled out Olivia Jackson, who lost an arm and paralyzed half her body during the making of Resident Evil.
What?
When you go through what happened with Dave or Olivia, or the many people we've talked to that have had severe things happen to them, you realize everyone has put their bodies on the line to make the things we love. It seems crazy not to acknowledge that.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't see the art of a brilliant stunt scene, you're just not looking hard enough. I do think there's a snobbery, but stunt work is an art form, and to do it well and do it safely is really, really hard. So anyway, if you guys want to check out the podcast episode, it is live now, and it's on like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the places that you listen. But just look for the episode with Dan Radcliffe and David Holmes.
Cool.
So I thought that was cool.
I totally agree with that. They should get their own credit.
It's surprising.
Is
but,
there not? Are there
not
not? Are there no awards for that? Like
No.
Oscars and
So,
things?
not at the
I mean, there's like
Oscars.
cinematography and like that kind of stuff, but, that,
But
I mean, that's
listen,
not specifically.
Why would that? That's such physical work.
Yeah.
If you know if you actually
If
sit through
costuming
the end,
does, why doesn't
right?
stunt
If you sit
performing?
through the end of a movie, it's not just short credits. Like there's so many people that
Yeah.
it takes
It's
to
an
make a
art
movie.
form.
Yeah, and they should all be recognized.
Bogus. Where do I write a letter?
Agreed.
The Academy.
Dear
Dear the
Oscar.
Academy. Dear
I mean,
Oscar.
there's a lot of things wrong with the Academy Awards, so
You're not
Well,
wrong.
Correct.
Yeah, you're right.
Severely underrepresented in many ways,
yes.
Mm.
whether it be race, sex, sexual orientation, all that kind of stuff. Severely underrepresented. And it's very upsetting and frustrating for a
Yep.
lot of people. But on that note, it's Tiffany's turn to tell us what's next.
Oh
Did you
Did
forget?
I confuse you for a second?
no. I just don't know how to do it today.
You got a new mic.
I
Better do it
know.
right.
I know. Should we just go old school?
Sure.
I'm gonna need to look at you.
It's time for the recap.
Perfect.
You're welcome.
That was so good.
What if I want a summary?
You could do that all you want.
It's a summary.
Done. But first, it's the recap. All right. So last time there was a brand shiny new decoration in the Gryffindor common room was a big old "I love you" from Umbridge.
You mean just new toilet paper?
Is it pink? Does it have
Maybe.
kittens on it?
Probably.
She's the new Hogwarts High Inquisitor.
About time. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
This school under control.
Scary thing though, she's on to their plan to learn Defense Against the Dark Arts on her own. So it looks like the only sneak around here right now is Umbridge,
Doesn't she know?
right? But
Sneaky sneak.
speaking of her, she hurt Hedwig while trying to intercept Harry's letter from Sirius, and that is not okay.
Honestly,
Ain't
that
okay.
just sickens me.
It hurts
She
me.
sickens me.
She's a
sickens
disgusting
me.
human being.
I don't want to say the rest.
All right.
It's
All right,
from the baby
Sarah.
bottle pop.
It's a
Summary. Give me that summary.
Summary.
That was beautiful.
That was beautiful.
All right, as usual, Malfoy is being a jerk. Snape gives Harry no points in potions, and he gets to see Umbridge twice that day, both in Snape's class and in her own.
Dang, so
what
lucky.
a great day! He also gets to see Trelawney, who is in a mood. A mood. And even with Harry being a good Gryffindor, a good boy, I should say, and a Gryffindor, they might not be allowed to play Quidditch. And in the common room, what is wrong with me?
Well,
Woman
you're
room.
thinking Quidditch.
In the common room, the twins have jokes. And then the trio have a serious conversation that ends with someone throwing a hand. Hands were thrown. I don't think you're looking at me like you've never heard that term. Throwing hands.
I don't know.
I know what
Okay.
you're talking about.
See people fighting. Throwing hands.
Oh.
Throw mannequin hands.
Mannequins actually kind of terrify me for reals, though, a little bit.
Okay. So when the trio gets down to potions, Malfoy is discussing how Umbridge gave the Slytherin team permission to play Quidditch right away. You know, there's no problems because my father and all of that. So then he brings up whether Gryffindor would be allowed to play, and Hermione notices that this could cause an issue with the rest of Team Trio, so she tells them, don't rise. It's what he wants. But truly,
She's a smart
it is.
cookie.
So Malfoy continues to go on, right? So he's raising his voice louder because, you know, he didn't get Ron or Harry to, like, go at him the first time. So his gray eyes are glitterling. They're glitterling malevolently. And you know what I just realized as I was writing this? His gray eyes and his gray character.
I like that.
Boom.
Like it.
Did we say any of that before, though? I wrote that in there.
Not
No,
that
I
I
think so.
Things are new to me every day, so
I like that you actually typed, did we say this before?
Because I want to know, because sometimes
I
listeners
know if we said this before.
will remember things better than us.
I don't think we
You're
have.
not wrong.
Okay,
But also, I
I-
don't remember. We've had more than 150 episodes.
correct.
So I IDK my BFF me.
But like honestly, I love how his gray eyes match the grayness of his character.
Yeah,
I love
I
it.
like that.
'Cause
Does Snape have gray eyes?
no,
his are
they're
described as like black.
Oh.
Like his soul.
Oh my god!
And like his greasy hair.
all right. No,
Just
but
watch
like
it.
He
It
really
just-
needs to wash it.
Maybe he's
He's dead
allergic.
now. To what?
To
Water?
soap?
Maybe I'm allergic to the sun. Could be allergic to
Okay,
soap.
I don't think you're legitimately allergic to the sun.
A
Because
little.
You probably no.
Yeah.
You just have sensitive skin.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe his head is sensitive to soap.
Okay.
No.
what's
I'm just
going
trying to
on?
be kind.
There will be
Word.
a soap that he can put on his head and wash that hair.
You would
Really
know,
wash it
you're
with
right.
conditioner. That works. Well, I don't know if he has really fine hair, but like I've got curly hair, so I can wash my hair with conditioner and it'll look great. Anyways, let's move
I
on
love
and
you,
talk about the
Sarah.
actual
Let's
chapter.
talk about Malfoy.
we're gonna be getting a visit from
Yes,
Lady
let's talk
Supreme.
about me.
Just so you know.
I am Malfoy. Only because my hair is real blonde.
So Malfoy goes on to say, if it's a question of influence with the ministry, I don't think they've got much of a chance. From what my father says, they've been looking for an excuse to sack Arthur Weasley for years. And as for Potter, my father says it's a matter of time before the ministry has him carted off to St. Mungo's. Apparently, they've got a special ward for people whose brains have been addled by magic.
Ugh.
And I said, wrong move, my friend. Because he doesn't only say that. This is where... So Malfoy has his whole, like... little arc, right? I still don't know how I feel about him at the end of the day, but right now he's being a turd. So he makes, quote, a grotesque face, his mouth sagging open, his eyes rolling.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're thinking of.
Mm-hmm. Crabbe and Goyle, they give their usual grunts of laughter. Pansy Parkinson, she shrieks with glee.
That's a great fart sound.
Something then collided hard with Harry's shoulder, knocking him sideways. A split second later, he realizes that Neville I know I'm gonna cry.
You're gonna make me cry. It's like heart-wrenching.
I don't know why I got such an emotional reaction right now because I didn't when I was writing this. But Neville charges. Maybe I don't know. He charges past him. What is wrong with me heading straight for Malfoy? It's really bad.
Like, it's just terrible. It's terrible that anyone would do something like that. Make fun, quote, of someone that, like, has, I don't want to say issues, but like his parents.
They have specific needs now.
Yes.
Does Malfoy know this about?
No.
So I go on
Neville's
to ask this question because I honestly don't think he does.
Not justifying
but
it in
I
any way,
don't. I don't think that it would have stopped him.
Correct.
I agree. I don't think it matters. I just am curious if like those were his intentions or not.
I don't think they were.
no.
But at the end of the day, it's still not something that
Correct.
Yeah.
And it also lets you know that like
I feel like
he's
any type
so
of person,
influenced by his family.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he
really
does
is.
these things because his dad does them in his, own adult way. And this is just a kid way of being an awful person like Lucius Malfoy is.
And like I think that this might be a movieism. Well, kind of. I mean, he still gives Arthur he talks down to Arthur a lot in front of Draco, in front of Ron, in front of Harry, like in the instances that they run into each other in Diagon Alley,
yeah.
or at the Triwizard, no, not the Triwizard tournament,
the Quidditch
World Cup.
Yeah.
So like that whole thing, it's like second nature
Absolutely.
to Malfoy.
I just think that like, I don't know. I just think it's a terrible thing that he does here, like him being Malfoy, like making fun of something like that. You know what I mean? Like they can't help the way they are.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's infuriating.
It is. And it's infuriating that he has so much influence over other kids as well.
And he's not really that young anymore. Like I'm not saying is he 15 or 16 here?
He's 5. What book is this? 5? He's 15. His birthday's in June.
He's old enough.
So
correct.
Exactly.
No, yeah, I agree.
I mean, kids Alana's age,
you're not 11 anymore.
That's when they start.
You're a solid teenager.
Even if you were 11, you know that that's not
for
right.
Sure.
To make fun of someone like that,
for sure,
is terrible.
Yeah,
it's infuriating.
But it's almost like, okay, I'm going to give you an opportunity to learn from this when you're 11 and be like, fix it. You're 15 now, literally no excuses. Like you are just being cruel.
Yeah.
I think it was Isaiah that brought it up that he could very well know about Neville's parents because it was highly publicized, and 2, Lucius is a Death Eater.
Well,
and Bellatrix is out now, right? At this point, or not yet?
No,
she breaks out at the end of this book.
Correct.
Well, let me tell you why I think that maybe he might not. So Harry realizes that Neville going after Malfoy could put him in some serious trouble. So Harry jumps forward. He grabs the back of Neville's robes. Neville's struggling for one more moment, and Malfoy looks shocked.
All right.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I think too, because we forget, because I think it's the movieism, we forget that Neville's parents were actually tortured after Voldemort fell. Yeah, not defeated. Harry defeated him, basically. So, like, that's something like I completely glossed over reading the books the first time, and then we talked about it.
You think that it was during the war. And
you
it's like,
you think
no,
like,
they
you
carried on
think,
after.
Yeah,
correct. You almost think that it all happened like the same day that Harry's parents were killed. Neville's parents were tortured, but it was after.
Like they probably felt safe.
And so, well, the thing is, like with Malfoy not knowing, Lucius probably at this point he's saying like, I was never part of it. I was Imperious, so like it really wasn't me doing the Death Eater stuff, right? Like that was his excuse, right?
Right. Yeah.
And how can you prove that? So like he probably didn't want to be associated with his sister-in-law and all of those things that they did after Voldemort was dead.
So maybe it just wasn't a topic of conversation.
And he just wanted nothing to do with it because he was trying to keep the image up of I'm not a Death Eater. I'm not doing those things. Yada da 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 blah blah blah. You know,
because if you think about it, I almost feel like Draco doesn't know that his dad is a Death Eater until later in the series. He knows that his dad is into the dark arts and that he like believes these things that
I would say
Some
that he
people-
knows now.
I agree. He
Now,
knows
yeah.
now.
Okay, so
yeah.
you mean okay, gotcha.
But
gotcha.
You
like-
mean like at the end of 4?
Yeah. Like, I think at the
He
end of the
probably
force,
found out-
probably when he finds out,
Yeah.
oh, Dad's actually a part of this.
More so.
Oh, we were covering. Oh,
Well,
this
because
was a
Harry
lie.
called
Like,
him out.
I bet
for
you
being
it's
in the
more
graveyard.
So
Right.
a thing where his father's always like he's always known. Obviously, he's calling Hermione a mudblood in their second year.
Right.
So he's always known what kind of people his parents are, and
Yeah.
what he's being taught right now.
Right.
And so I think that maybe he didn't know how far into it because his father at that time, before Voldemort's coming back and before the Rising and all that other stuff, his father's playing the role of like, I was Imperious, it wasn't me, I was never a Death Eater. And then once Voldemort's back and he's back, like being in his death robe garbs, then he finds out and he's like, oh no, you're a liar. And we are Death Eater family now.
Yes.
And we're.
So
Yeah.
something, and I feel kind of weird for bringing this up, but something that I was just thinking about was, so if we go on and think about Malfoy and Cursed Child, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So we have all these things. We know that we say it all the time. You're a product of your environment, but you also can make your own choices, especially when you're Draco and you see at the end of 7, they're sitting in the Great Hall. Luscious, Narcissa, Draco. They're all sitting there and no one's paying any kind of attention to them. So I wonder in that moment, you know, how he changed. But then I also wonder about karma. And Draco didn't necessarily have an easy kind of life.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
So what do you think about that being a factor?
a factor of what? Him changing?
Him later in life. I mean, he
I
suffers
think
some
his
epic
wife-
losses.
I think his wife influences him a little bit.
I agree. And I think too
Oh, a
that
lot
like
of
he
it.
realizes, I think going through what he went through, like in like the 6th and 7th year and everything, you know, yes, you're a product of your environment. And yes, like realistically, like racism and bigotry, all of those things are taught. You know,
Correct.
you aren't
Yep.
born hating people. Like that's not a thing.
right.
And so he has been taught his whole life that muggles and muggle-born people and even half-bloods are less than he is, which isn't a thing. And then I think he slowly sees, and I think having someone like Hermione in his class who is so gifted, but at the same time, like she works hard. Not to say that if she didn't work hard, she still wouldn't be brilliant. She is smart. And I think that part of her thing is she works so hard to prove herself that because she's a muggle-born, like she's like, I can still do this and I can almost do it basically better than everyone else. But I think that he slowly learns how wrong his parents are, but it's also hard to unteach yourself those things. But even in like the Cursed Child life, you know, he does say, right, that Astoria, like his parents didn't like her because she was more like, didn't care about blood status and didn't care about these things. So you do see him like choosing a different path for himself. But like, I
Yeah.
mean, there's still things like, obviously, I mean, I don't think he could control which house his kid goes in, but like, he didn't care that his son was best friends with
Well, and
Potter
also, like, there are plenty of good traits of Slytherins.
Yeah.
And it's all about what you act on. And I think that with Draco, I think that 6th and 7th year obviously is a huge turning point for him because he sees a lot of the negative side of
Mhm.
what he's on. The side he has
you know when I
quote,
think he
chosen or
really
really
changed?
forced into.
I think he really started to change right on that tower.
With Dumbledore.
Absolutely. His
I
wand,
feel
he
like
was
it was
putting,
even before that.
I
He
would agree
was-
that it's before.
he still followed through though.
Out of fear, maybe.
But I think it was fully out of
I think
fear.
it was one of those things where
Still
like
followed through.
he's going through the year.
At
and
first he's
he
like, I'm
doesn't-
so
I mean, and like the
cool.
thing is like he doesn't know what.
I mean, he
to do.
gets scared, and he does admit, especially he admits to Dumbledore after Dumbledore said that he was surprised that, you know, he let these people in, especially Greyback coming into a school full of his friends.
I feel like
but-
Draco didn't even think about that.
Well,
though.
no, and he said he didn't know that he was coming, and he started to put his wand down.
Yeah.
If, you know, I think it would have been a completely different ball game.
Well, and do we know, and I know for me, like I've read like a lot of fan fiction or whatever, and I don't know how true it is that like were his parents being threatened? Like it's not specifically his father, but more so like you know what I mean? Like, was he doing this? Obviously, like I think with a Voldemort kind of a situation, it's like life or death. So either you're going to do what I want you to do, or you're just going to die.
Well,
or like I'm going to torture your parents or your mom. You know what I mean?
So the reason Voldemort had Malfoy do it was directly a punishment for Lucius and his shortcomings.
And Voldemort, I think, knew Draco could not follow through on this.
Absolutely.
I think he was banking on him not to do it to punish them more.
No, he was hoping that he would die in the process. Although it was very foolish of Voldemort to think that Draco would die in this process. Dumbledore would have never killed him.
Well,
I agree. I think that Dumbledore...
And it never would have gotten to a point. Even with a weakened, wandless Dumbledore, he used his words to get out of that situation. Is that Dumbledore's ghost coming? No.
I think too that like that whole situation was just completely changed by obviously by Snape. Like Voldemort never would have seen that coming. He never would have thought that Dumbledore would know what was coming and that he would have a way around protecting Draco. Like, I feel like Voldemort just kind of assumed that it would turn into a thing where Dumbledore would protect himself, which I agree with you, Tiffany, that Dumbledore never would hurt a student. Even faced in that situation, he would never.
I agree. I think that there's a lot of people that underestimate Dumbledore in senses where, like, right now in the book, like, Fudge thinks he's out for his job. Not true. Dumbledore doesn't want your job. Or like Voldemort thinks, oh, he's going to try to save himself because that's what he would do. But that's not how people are. I think, you know, Harry going out in the woods, he's thinking he's just going to come out and I'm just going to kill him or like we're going to fight. But like Harry's offering himself. He does not
think far enough ahead in a situation.
Well, he only thinks about what he would do and what he thinks is important.
Yeah. You know,
and he thinks is the right thing.
He can't imagine, you know.
Well, Dumbledore says that he can't see love.
Yes.
Yeah.
He can't grasp like someone just being like, you know, Dumbledore would never, like, if there was a bullet, I'm sure he'd jump in front of it in front of any student, regardless of who they were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a lot. I don't know what we were talking about.
Draco's situation with like karma and stuff. No, but I
yeah, nobody directly answered my question.
What's your question?
Do we believe in karma with Draco?
Yeah, well, in general.
Like karma
I believe
in
in karma.
I believe in karma.
Yeah.
But I also think that, like, I genuinely believe that people can change for the
Yes.
better. I mean, I guess, and for the worse. But, like, I think that it's just, he grew up in such a, like, not a sticky situation, but, like, obviously, like, you see his parents were very much, and regardless if his mom had the dark mark or whatever on her, they were very much in that group. And, like, his father was, like, almost the right-hand man. You know what I'm saying?
Still not answering.
What I'm saying is, I just think... in my mind, and I guess in my head canon, that like he wanted to be a better person. And I think that if you truly want that, like regardless of the bad things that you've done, like, and yes, he's done some terrible things, but like, I think he was truly remorseful and therefore.
You think it was just life?
Yes.
I agree with that.
Like, I mean, I think if he was like his father, like, yeah, you got what was coming to you because you weren't remorseful and you still believe these things. And I think Draco was trying to change. But at the same time, like, you can't totally change your personality. If he's always been a Richard, he's still going to be a Richard. He might just not care about blood status anymore. You know what I mean? Like, he's still gruff and he doesn't maybe know how, especially because, like, we don't know how he grew up. We don't know how he processes his feelings and his, and you know, maybe his parents were very cold and like they didn't hug a lot and they didn't talk about their feelings. So now as an adult, you see it's like hard for him to sit down, and really it's hard for Harry to do that too because he never had that either.
I think Narcissa was very much a loving mother to him.
You think?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
I think
with Narcissa it would depend on the situation, because I think if she's in front of Lucius, she's not gonna be.
I agree.
I mean,
but I'm sure that they have their moments.
There's all those things where like real men don't cry and like, you know, toughen up, stuff like that. Which like
I can't see Narcissa standing up to Lucius if he says
those
things.
And I feel like Lucius would be like we're Malfoys. We don't act this way. You know what I mean?
Behind the scenes, you think she's
Yeah,
like,
I think behind the scenes she would be loving to him, but placed in a situation with Lucius right next to her, she would just fall in line with what he was saying.
well, I don't
How
think she gave a hoot at
confusing.
the end, though.
no,
Right.
No, I think at that point she's like, you messed up our family enough, and you're the reason that like now my son has had this horribly traumatic experience of going through and getting a dark mark, and now he's like tainted for life because of this, and like now people are gonna for the rest of their lives. It's like, oh, that's a Malfoy. He has a dark mark. He let the people into Hogwarts.
And
You know
Draco
what I mean?
even says that stuff in Cursed Child. Like, his name's a curse, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
Just
feel
wanna
like
learn about karma.
talking about karma, like
Hmm.
Lucius got what was coming to him because yes, he didn't lose his son the way that Voldemort intended him to, but he kind of did lose his son in a way because he married Astoria and then decided to distance. And I think that
It just is shocking to me that he couldn't change, even after all of that. It's sad.
there are definitely people who are like that.
Yeah.
It's really, really sad.
Yeah.
Anywho.
What else about Draco?
I do want to say,
yes.
this goes back into the flow of the chapter. Isaiah and I thought about this too. Mentioned maybe Draco looked shocked. Maybe he could still know about Neville's parents, but he looked shocked because Neville would never do something like that. Like that's
Pretty
so
brave.
yeah.
You
it's very-
underestimate
not that
my
he
dude.
would never do anything. He hasn't done anything like that yet.
He would assume that Neville would stay in the
Just take
background,
it.
be mad about it, just take it and walk away.
And you know what? Here's the thing about Neville. Yeah, he would do that, and he would get his tush handed to him, right? But not by Malfoy. You know what I mean? Like, he's not, at this point in time, he's got his little cronies that would beat him up for him. You know what I mean? Which is like, if you're gonna fight, don't send your people, you and me. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I don't actually,
Like,
I don't do this.
fighting.
I've never actually gotten into a physical altercation with anyone, except for my sister, but that's different, you know, sibling stuff. But I've never actually, like, hit her. You know what I mean?
Be nice to your siblings.
Well, we're old now. We don't fight.
We don't fight.
We don't fight. When we were kids, a little bit, you know, as kids do, but.
All right, so here we go. And I said, all right, so. Ron manages to help Harry drag Neville backwards. Crabbe and Goyle are being typical cronies and they're flexing, which made me laugh.
So dumb.
So finally, Neville is back to the Gryffindor line and he's sputtering words like, not funny, don't. Mungos, show him.
Because it's not funny.
It's so
Right.
sad. So, Snape comes in. Boo, 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 boo. Is that what
No,
you do?
Boo, 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 boo.
And so Snape nicely takes 10 points from just the Gryffindors for fighting. Super unfair, but you know, that's his MO. So Harry is trying to tell Neville why he did what he did, because Neville would have been crushed by them because Crabbe and Goyle, you know, they're huge. But honestly, I think Neville could have put up a pretty good fight.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I think they would.
Especially when you're driven by passion and adrenaline.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Ron says, what in the name of Merlin
Merlin.
was that about?
Did you know Merlin was a Slytherin?
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
So Harry doesn't answer him. He knew exactly what
Neville.
no, he knew exactly why the subject of people who were in St. Mungo's would, you know, upset Neville.
At this point in time, Harry's such a good friend because, you know.
He really kept his word, didn't he?
Yeah. And there are some people that wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, they would go immediately to their friend and be like, guess what I heard?
Especially to friends like Ron and Hermione.
Yeah, like, those are his biffs. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Best friends forever. Best friends forever. Best friends forever. Ring.
SpongeBob.
Yep.
So
She says with disdain.
Yeah, get out.
he had sworn to Dumbledore that he would not tell anyone Neville's secret. Now, don't get that confused with the movie. Because it was Neville was the one who
Yeah.
told Harry in
Yeah.
the movie. But no.
Right.
I was like, what are you telling me?
Alas, it's his earwax. Even Neville did not know that Harry knew about that.
He didn't know that they knew that, you know, knew.
Yeah, I
You
know. I know. So the trio goes in. They sit at the back of the class. They take out their things, and they take out 1,000 magical herbs and fungi because that's their book this year. So there is a guest in potions class today, everyone.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like the worst.
It's just the best day ever. This is like a double whammy.
What is that one book? It's like the most like terrible, most bad day.
Oh,
something. What's it called?
Alexander.
No good, very bad day.
There
Or
you
something.
Yeah.
go. The teacher would know it.
So Umbridge is observing his class today, and Harry thought something very funny. Quote, Snape and Umbridge, the two teachers he hated the most. It was hard to decide which one he wanted to triumph over the other.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying, I would pick Snape.
Yeah,
I would
this
too.
Yeah.
He's the lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
absolutely. So they're making a strengthening solution, and Snape writes the directions on the board for the class. Oh, hey, that's the Half-Blood Prince. Maybe you should make that potion right.
But like, this is what I like to point out when people are like talking about him being a bad teacher. I'm like, yeah, but he was actually very gifted in potions because he never actually taught out of the book. And the potions turned out great. You know what I mean? And then
Because think we say about
Slughorn.
Hermione. Hermione struggles with Slughorn as the teacher.
Crush
yeah,
it.
because she's like,
instead
this is
of
what the book
slice it
says.
or whatever.
Crush it. Don't cut it.
So a strengthening solution is a potion that grants the drinker immense strength.
It's basically Hulk smash.
Is it like? Is it the what gives you like power in like a mushroom when you're a little Mario, and you eat a mushroom, you become a big Mario?
And
I
then
love
you-
when Sarah talks video games.
I know.
I saw this kid had a Mario birthday, and they had like a thing on the door, and he tapped the star, and then he started running around
Yeah.
his house, and then he hit a wall and like fell backwards.
Oh.
And the caption of it was like, it's a good thing that he hit the star before, because he probably wouldn't have made it if he ran around first and then hit the star. And I was like, what? And then I was like, oh, I get it. I get
Oh
it.
my gosh.
It's cute.
You're funny. So this potion is brewed in at least 2 stages, requiring several days to mature in between. And 2 of the ingredients used to make the potion are salamander blood and powdered griffin claw.
I don't want to be powdered with you.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. So it is turquoise in color, and the difficulty level is moderate to advanced. It's mentioned in the Order of the Phoenix video game. It's mentioned in Deathly Hallows movie video game part 1. Movie video game. What am I talking about? It's also in Hogwarts Mystery. Who's still playing that?
Not me.
Wait, which one is the mystery
Not
one?
I
Is that the
said
one?
the cat.
on your phone?
Mhm.
You can tell I'm not playing it.
Yeah, I'm super not playing it. So yeah, that's what they're making today. So Umbridge is spending about 30 minutes making notes while sitting in her corner. Harry really wanted to hear her question Snape, though. So he's becoming a little bit careless with his potion. Hermione's trying to help him. It needed salamander blood, and he almost put in pomegranate juice. I said, what? Why do you have pomegranate juice? It's so weird that he has pomegranate.
Isn't the commercial for pomegranate juice? It's the juice of the gods. I swear, that's what the
Yeah, maybe
commercial's
Yeah, I
maybe he
think
just
you're
had a
right.
bottle of pom.
I don't know, but
Bottle of palm in his bag.
I just think it's really funny
'Cause,
that
you know,
like that's
Tiffany-
what he almost confuses.
He's the chosen one. He's got to drink the juice of the chosen one.
You're not wrong.
But I am the chosen one.
Pomegranate's really good.
It is. Jinx, you owe me a
Jinx, you owe me a
Coke. Jinx, you owe me a Coke. Touched. Ooh.
Okay.
That escalated quickly.
It was out of control.
How about we both get Cokes?
Yeah,
How about
but you
you-
have to get them.
Okay.
How about we just podcast and talk about Harry Potter?
Okay. All right.
So Harry is still keeping an eye on Umbridge, and finally the moment came, and Harry was super pumped to listen. Oh, here we go. That was really nice. I
That
know
was
it's
really-
really good. Well, the class seems fairly advanced for their level.
Ooh, I got goosebumps.
She
She
said
said
What
badly
is
to
goosebumps.
Snape's back. She said it to Snape's back.
Yeah, 'cause she's probably afraid of him.
She's probably like 2 foot shorter than him as well.
Can I talk to you?
That's how I talk to people. Anywho,
Excuse me, tall skyscraper.
honestly, that's how I feel like I am in life.
Can you do it in Harry's voice?
Yeah,
Mm.
please.
What?
Just one line.
what? What do you mean to say?
Whatever you're gonna read.
Yeah,
This
do
is
it.
not Harry talking.
I know,
Barty
but it'd be
Potter.
funny. Think about Harry reiterating it to Ron and Hermione.
Yeah.
No, I would question whether it's advisable, man, to teach them a potion like the strengthening solution, man. I think the ministry would prefer it if it was removed, man, from the syllabus, because that's not cool, man.
But like, why? Why does it need to be removed?
Because it gives you
They don't
strength.
Strength.
That's stupid.
Strength in
Can
numbers.
you like get over it?
Are you talking to me or her?
I don't know. Anybody?
What?
Where was I? You threw me off with
Strength in
Bart.
numbers. Strengthening solution. Remove it from that syllabus, Snapey Snape.
So Snapey Snape says, no, he straightens up slowly and he turns around to look at her. So all of this is said to her his back. I think it's really funny. Now, how long have you been teaching at Hogwarts? She asked, her quill poised over her clipboard. How does he talk?
14 years.
You sound like you're have an accent.
14
You have to talk like
years.
Puff Snape.
Oh, gosh.
Lie.
14 years. His
Is that all he says?
I think
No,
he
he
talks.
Oh no, he does talk because he's like remedial potions.
And he asks everyone what.
All
is a
right, now I'm in
potion.
the mood. His
And
expression
no,
was
that's an
unfathomable.
ocean.
No, that's lotion.
lotion.
Shush. His eyes.
14 years.
14 years. His eyes are on Snape. I lost where I was.
Her eyes or his eyes? His
Nope,
is
it's Harry. Harry added a few drops to his potion. It hissed menacingly and turned from turquoise to orange. You applied first for the Defense Against the Dark Arts post, I believe? Professor Umbridge asked Snape. Yes, said Snape quietly. But you were unsuccessful?
This is my favorite line.
Snape's lip curled. Obviously.
It's so good. Even in the movie.
Oh,
Alan
it's
Rickman
so
is
good.
obvious. Like he just is like annoyed, you know?
So, Professor Umbridge scribbles on her clipboard. And you have regularly applied for the Defense Against the Dark Arts post since you first joined the school, I believe? Yes.
Why?
Snape said quietly, barely moving his lips.
Like,
he
here's my
looked
question,
very
though.
angry. It's his passion.
I get that, but like Dumbledore's not going to give it to him.
Maybe he thought after so many times it would be like trustworthy.
Wouldn't he have like they have conversations all the time? Why not have a conversation with him? And then Dumbledore's like, dude, you're not going to get
They
it yet.
probably do. You just don't see it in
I know.
anybody's memories.
It just is like
Say
I don't know.
goodbye to your memories.
Not saying like don't listen to me and don't try to give up, but I probably would be like, all right, I've applied every 2 years. I still haven't gotten it. I've been here for 14 years. I guess I'm sticking to potions. You know what I mean?
Do you think Dumbledore doesn't give it to him because he knows it's cursed?
I wonder if he's just waiting.
That's what I always assumed.
Oh, I like that.
Like until the time is right. You know what I mean? Like he's got a feeling when he's like, oh, there's
I
gonna
got
be a
a
time.
feeling.
There's gonna be a time where he knows that like he's gonna be the
Well, yeah, that
Dada
time is
teacher.
next year.
Yeah.
And
agree.
he knows.
And then he's the headmaster.
And I think that when he gives it to him, he probably knows that like stuff's gonna go down at the end of that year.
So like
you
when
know?
was it cursed, right? Like after he
After
the first
he put
time,
the
right?
Horcrux in the castle.
But it's like the first time he applied to be a teacher.
Who?
Snape.
He
No.
must not be
Voldemort.
named.
Voldemort.
Tom Riddle came, had a
Tim.
conversation with Dumbledore, hid the diadem in the room of requirement, and
But that
bounced.
was like in the 40s, right? Or like
It's-
late 40s, early 50s, whatever, right? So it's been
yeah,
that's a lot of teachers to go through.
you're not. That's
So,
why
like,
people
he
told him
must
no.
know.
That's
He's
why
gotta-
Umbridge is there.
He's gotta know the position is cursed. He's gotta know that no one lasts more than a year.
What is this?
It's my. Here's something funny.
I just
My
want to
mom
point out
thought
that
it
it's
was,
almost.
let it snow, and I was like, no, it's let it go.
Oh my gosh.
She also did that with "Do you want to build a snowman?" I was like, that's not. You don't do that. With that
Alana
song.
lifted my eye yesterday and asked me if I wanted to build a snowman. And
That's
I'm not
so
kidding
funny.
you.
Oh my god.
She's a stinker. So Snape answered her, yes, that he's been, regularly applying for the job. He looked very angry. Do you have any idea why Dumbledore has consistently refused to appoint you? Asked Umbridge. How do you speak for him? I suggest you ask him. Said
is, like,
Snape
true.
jerkily.
Right?
Right,
Mind
like
your
that's
business.
not
I shall,
that's
said
not
Professor
Snape's
Umbridge with a sweet
question to
smile.
answer.
Right. Well, she's just trying to get info. Snape questions the relevance of all of this chatter, and Umbridge says that yes, it is relevant. And then she questions Pansy Parkinson about the class, and Harry and Snape, they meet eyes for a hot second. And so, of course, Snape's angry, so he needs to take it out on someone. Why not Harry Potter?
But I wonder if for a brief moment they're both like, she's a complete toad.
Probably.
I mean, yeah.
And then he's like, oh, wait, I hate your dad.
Correct. So Harry's potion smells like burned rubber.
Yum.
And so Harry gets a 0 and he's given
think that's
homework.
so dumb.
It's not fair, but
Yeah,
anywho.
but you know what? Harry's 0 to hero. Okay.
0 to hero.
Just like that. So his homework is to compose the potion correctly. Oh, I'm sorry. Is on how to compose the potion correctly and where he went wrong.
I was eavesdropping the whole time.
Well, I was eavesdropping on your conversation with Umbridge.
What he really would be like, well, according to you, I went wrong before I was even born, and my dad got the girl and not you.
What if he did? I feel like that's something that Harry would totally write if he knew that information at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he might have done it where like he wrote it as a joke and then accidentally gave him that one and not the real one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, it's my turn, isn't it?
All right, so
Harry is pretty angry about his potion being wiped. So Snape had already given them homework on top of that. And he knows that Harry has Quidditch practice. So Harry's like, basically, I'm looking at another couple of nights of sleepless nights. I'm looking at a couple more sleepless nights doing homework, is what I meant to say.
Let me tell you, guess what Sarah would be doing and not doing? Sarah probably would not be doing her homework and would be sleeping.
If I'm being honest, though, sleep is important as well.
Correct.
very.
So Harry suggests, as they're leaving potions, he suggests skiving off divination. But Hermione scolds him because he already missed History of Magic today and he shouldn't miss too much.
It's not his fault.
And if
Hedwig was injured.
And he didn't miss the whole thing. And also, you
Right.
could read it in a book.
I'm not going to lie. I would have skipped divination if I was in Harry's shoes right
I
now.
would have been like, nope, need to just chill.
Yeah, like if I had had the day that Harry was having, I would be up in the common room.
Chilling by the fire.
Well, he says that he wants to skive off of it so that he can do his potions homework now.
You know, I probably would have gone to class and done my potions homework in class.
He probably could have because, well, I'm about to talk about it. So, Harry does actually agree with her, which I was surprised about. Yeah.
He could say he was having a dream about potions.
Right? He'd be like, I just had to write it down. I was dreaming about this weird homework assignment that I had to do. Anyway, so Harry and Ron get up to divination, and Harry just feels angry at everybody at this point when he sits down in that classroom. But Trelawney also seems to be in a super bad mood.
She's in a mood.
She is in a mood. So she basically throws the books at some of the students. Like the last one she throws at Neville and it hits him in the chest.
He falls off his little poof.
Yeah.
His little poof.
Like she's angry. And as soon as she passes the books out to everybody, she goes, well, carry on. You know what to do. Or am I such a substandard teacher that you have never learned how to open a book? And Harry kind of puts 2 and 2 together here, and he whispers to Ron, he's like, I think she got her results back from Umbridge. So we know Parvati, I always say her name wrong. Parvati and Lavender are like
Lav.
her
biffs.
teacher's pets. Meow. So Parvati goes up to her and asks what's wrong because she just wants to check on her, and
I think that's very sweet.
it is
I
sweet.
agree.
And Trelawney you can tell she doesn't really want to blab, but she does. So it's like she starts out trying to be like, I'm not going to say anything, and then she does, basically. So she's like, I've been insulted, certainly. Insinuations have been made against me, but no, there is nothing wrong. Certainly not. I say nothing of
She said something.
Babe, you're cute.
What just happened?
I
know
say
what I
nothing.
wrote.
I say, I say, oh.
She says, I say nothing of 16 years of devoted service. It has passed, apparently, unnoticed, but I shall not be insulted. No, I shall not. And Pavarti is kind of pushing. She's like, who insulted you? Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, the establishment.
I love her.
Those with eyes too mundane to see as I see or know as I know. And then I'm pretty sure that they come straight out and say, is it Umbridge? Somebody says, like, was it Umbridge? And she's like, do not talk about that woman. She doesn't want to talk about Umbridge. She asked the kids to just continue on their work. But as she's walking around, like, checking on everybody, she's muttering, like, insults about Umbridge under her breath. And because of her little, like, mutters, we do find out that she has been put on probation by Umbridge. And that's what she's mad about.
Tool being Umbridge, not
I just,
Trelawney.
you know, like I get people's questioning of Trelawney because, like, she is kind of airheaded, but also it's not like she's not actually teaching them divination. Like, she is genuinely teaching them divination.
correct.
Just because you may not believe that she's a seer, in all honesty, do you have to be a seer to teach divination? Is Ferenz a seer? No, he's a centaur who
is very gifted in reading,
right? In
all
reading
the things.
signs.
Isn't that kind of what divination is? Like, you're reading like the
Yeah.
stars and you're doing all these things. So like, you might like, you know, centaurs might be able to do it better than a lot of humans.
I feel
But
like
that doesn't mean humans
Umbridge-
can't learn how to do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Can you though?
I think that, like, I think it's one of those things where like,
certain aspects of it, like
Correct.
obviously not like premonitions can't be learned, but like reading the stars and reading dreams and reading tea leaves can be taught, in my opinion.
and I think that
Okay.
there might be some people that like understand it better. Like, I am great at math. You know what I mean? I understand math, and then there's people that don't get it at all. You know what I mean? So there's different people that learn different and have different quote subjects that they learn better and understand better than other people, and vice versa. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
English, I won't lie.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I get it. I think that Umbridge saw an opportunity for someone who could be walked all over, and she took it because she didn't get anything from McGee. She's not going to get anything from Snape. She didn't get anything from Grubbly Plank. How are you going to put a ghost on probation?
Well,
Like-
instantly she could see Trelawney.
Boyfriend doesn't even know he's
bristle.
dead. Let's talk about that for a second.
Truth.
Yeah.
She
Like-
could see Trelawney reacting to Umbridge pushing her buttons.
Right.
So
Like,
yeah,
McGee
she just
held
attacked.
her cool
Yeah.
for the most part. She
She put her foot down.
She
was
likes getting her eyes.
but like Umbridge could see that she could control Trelawney.
I think
yeah.
I like how you pointed out that like I just said like
La, la,
50,000
la, la, la.
times.
I like that you like.
I just had never thought about it that way, where she's using Trelawney because it's almost like
It's like a
easy.
power play.
She's
Oh,
easier to
yeah.
get. Like, obviously McGonagall's going to stand on her own. Snape is going to stand on
You
her
got to
own.
get as many
Grubbly-
of their people
Grubbly
in.
Plank is like
She's
not
a sub.
Yeah, and she just doesn't like. She's
a
just
sub
there
that
to
just,
do her
like,
job, but
said
she
it
like
as it
doesn't hate
was.
Yeah.
Dumbledore,
Yeah.
and like, you know, she's trying to be like,
Dude.
how do you feel about Dumbledore doing all these things? And
Dude,
she's like, I love him. You know what I mean?
Grubbly Plank is literally me at work. What do you
She
think
is
about this?
cool.
All right. What do you think about this? Okay. Like,
Like, I just, you know, when you point out, the
I'm
fact
not
that,
going to
like,
talk about someone behind their back. Like,
Yeah.
you can push and prod all you want. My true thoughts and feelings are not going to leave my mouth.
Yeah, and I've never thought about like that. Where, unfortunately, Trelawney's just easier.
If she was easy prey, and I
Yeah.
feel like using Trelawney to like get under the other teacher's skin was her game. So she's like, well, Trelawney's easy. I'm going to show that I have control over something so that all of these people that didn't back down at all in my questioning will see that I'm serious about this. I'm going to fire her because that's her end game here, obviously.
Right.
I'm going to do this so that they see that I have the power to do this.
But here's where she gets it wrong. Now, no matter how, it's like a family.
Yeah.
You can say whatever you want about your family members, blah, blah, blah. But the minute somebody from the outside who's not part of your family says boo, It's going down.
Yeah.
Now, no matter what, we know that McGonagall didn't have a whole lot of respect for Trelawney. But when push came to shove,
She's there for her.
you protect your own.
Yeah. Because she knows at
I
the end of
love
the day,
that.
Trelawney is on her side. She's on Dumbledore's side.
Correct.
She may be an airhead.
They may
but
clash and not get along at all, but at the end of the day,
But she knew
But
that
they
there was
have
a
the same
specific.
end goal.
There's a specific. Dumbledore wouldn't have her in that position for no good reason.
But I also
Right.
think too, with you know, like the enemy of my enemy is my like friend or whatever. I don't know what that saying is. So like, not that McGonagall and Trelawney are enemies, but they don't always. They kind of clash a little bit, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But they both really don't like Umbridge. They both really don't like McGonagall. McGonagall doesn't like herself, so they both really don't like Umbridge. So yeah, they're gonna be like, we're family. We're gonna fight because even realistically, a lot of families don't care for each other anyways. But you talk some smack, you're gonna meet some hands, some mannequin hands,
Mannequin hands
mannequin hands, mannequin hands.
does whatever a mannequin hand does.
throwing hands.
Watch
think of
out! They'll slap your face.
Makes me think of Power Rangers. Thank you.
So, yeah.
Also, I do want to point out again how good it was for Parvati to ask,
Yeah,
because teachers
Yeah,
are
I
humans
like
too,
that.
and I think a lot of people
Check
overlook
on your
that.
teachers. They're not okay.
Right.
well, some of them are on spring break now, except it's not spring.
Technically, it is still spring.
Well, I guess it is for how many
It
more
is.
days?
Like 2.
Yeah, maybe 4.
I think too that like we see that respect with like Harry for McGonagall, you know? Like he
Mhm.
basically checked on her at the end of that whole thing with Umbridge.
He literally uses an unforgivable curse because
he
the
spit
Caro
at you.
spit
McGonagall
in
so
her
much.
face.
Yeah.
Yes. Crucio, dude. Crucioed him. Go! Crucio.
really had to
Was it
mean
the boy Caro or the
The boy.
it was
It was the boy because the
But I also think he's actually a man because
well
he's older.
true.
the lady Caro was
Is he worthy of
stunned.
being called a man?
Well, see, but
The
here's the,
male
thing, though.
Caro.
Like, I don't like when like someone would call me a girl because I'm 30. I'm not a girl.
Oh,
I'm a
1,000%. My old boss used to do that. He'd be like, "Hi, girls." I'm like,
Yeah,
Are you
no.
serious?
Marty does that all the time, but he always like dials it back and corrects himself, and he's like, "Nope, woman."
So
hey,
that's
at least he
why
corrects himself.
He
I
does.
said man and not boy. I don't know if they care about.
You know
that,
what I like to be
but know
called?
I care. About
A
people.
lady.
Is your kid sleeping?
Oh shoot. Also, almost said Asoya.
Oh shoot!
Oh shoot!
Oh well,
right, you
somebody
wanna
will
do
put her
one,
back to
Megan?
sleep.
We all did the shoot. You didn't
Yeah.
want to do a shoot?
I said shoot. What?
No,
it
like
fun.
Katie did.
Shoot.
And Megan did. I mean Tiffany.
Oh, hello. My name is Cheryl.
Really, it's Mary Kay.
Do a shoot.
I did.
Do it
Shoot.
properly.
Okay, that's not cool, but go on.
You sound like Hermione's trying to howl.
Oh, what are you doing? Saving your life. Oh,
I think you said it very quickly.
Saving your
Saving
life.
your life.
All right, it's yellow. So on their way to Dada,
Oh, you're already done with your section?
Yeah.
we've got shortsies.
I
That's
added
half a chapter.
I added some things.
Tiffany never knows when we're going to go on a long tangent about where vanished things go.
This is true.
I don't have a shorter. I mean, go on.
Well,
Maybe I typed
fun fact, Tiffany apparently felt bad that I had a short section, even though it was all good, and she added some funsies in. So.
And here, I would have added funsies into Meg's section, but her notes weren't in. So I couldn't.
Listen, they're in now.
They're there. So on the way to Defense Against the Dark Arts,
I'm sorry, what?
On the way to Dada, Harry tells Hermione that he's like, you and Umbridge actually have something in common. Umbridge obviously thinks that Trelawney's an old fraud too, because it looks like she's been put on probation. Enter Umbridge.
I legitimately feel bad for Trelawney.
I do
Yeah.
too.
Such BS. Bob's shorts.
Bob's shorts. Enter Umbridge, who was, quote, wearing her black velvet bow and an expression of great smugness.
Ugh, what a
Not
Garbage.
nice word.
Yeah.
Get out.
Wait, you can't say garbage.
I didn't
A
finish.
rubbish human being.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Garbage.
Well, we
She's
can't say
garbage.
garbage or trash because that's you guys.
Well, like rubbish is just the British version of us.
Well, we're not British.
I might be mostly Irish, but I don't know.
Oh, mine does say British and Irish.
I'm British.
I got a girlfriend.
I love what's going on in the Discord. They're basically pretending to be us, which is the greatest. So Katie Cheesemo said, now's the portion of the podcast where I wait for the other hosts to finish their thoughts before I do my section. So here goes Umbridge. She tells the class, put away your wands, but no one even bothered to take them out because they know the drill. And then she tells them, start reading chapter 3. And she says, there will be... And the trio together finishes under their breath. No need to talk. So, like,
what did
how
she say to them?
There will
Be no need to talk.
What's them?
Oh,
What's that word?
instructs them, but apparently that's intercuts. I don't know what that means. But how sad is that? That like the whole class is conditioned to know that they're going to have a class not even worth having. Like they're not
Yeah.
learning anything.
I would skip that class every single
I mean,
time.
if you just read the chapter outside of class, how you're not missing anything?
Right.
Yeah.
Literally.
Again.
But wait, the day gets even better. After dinner in the common room, here comes Angelina, and she tells Harry and Ron, yeah, there's no Quidditch practice. And Harry's like, I swear I didn't lose my temper. I didn't do anything. And she's like, no, I know. But Umbridge just said, quote, she just needed a bit of time to consider. Consider what? Ron is livid because literally what is there to consider? She gave the Slytherins permission without question, without any thought. So why not them? What?
I don't know. The link is just funny.
It just is like it's just so dumb. Like even if she like let everyone but the Gryffindor team back, like you still can't have like a full Quidditch thing. Like it's
Yeah.
stupid.
It's literally
Umbridge,
power
you're dumb.
play.
Slytherin versus
Umbridge,
Slytherin.
I know you're listening to this, and we're here to tell you you're dumb, and we don't care for you or your attitude.
Clean it up. So here's a little funsy link that Tiffany threw in there for me from the HP lexicon. Let's learn about the Slytherin Quidditch team, man.
All right, man. All right, man. Can you read it to me, man?
All right. They wear green. That's literally what it says.
Nice.
How many players are there?
There should be 7.
Do they have reserve players like in case someone gets like
Oh yeah, I would hope so. That's a
But
good
do they in
idea.
school?
I don't know.
Because they say, like, Harry says at one point, I can't not play because then we'll have to forfeit.
That's true.
But then
That's
in a
dumb.
later time, they do have someone fill in
don't
for
they
Ginny
need
him.
Ginny
plays for
plays
him.
Seeker?
Yeah.
So, Joe, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Well,
You just
She's
fitting in where your narrative
confused.
fits in? I don't know. So they won the cup 7 years in a row until Gryffindor finally came and took it away. So it seems that their strategy often appears to favor brawn over skill. Meg, what you gotta say about this? And they won't hesitate
don't
to use
condone
dirty
it.
tricks or cheating. You need to get on that team and tell them, whoa, that is not what these snakes stand for.
Listen.
You need
this
to get
is
in
just
there.
the team that we read about, okay?
I agree with you. Just saying. There's also no girls on the Slytherin team as of 1995.
Also not cool.
Lucius Malfoy also purchased a whole set of Nimbus 2001 brooms for this team in exchange for Draco playing Seeker back in second year.
I bet you that Slytherins would have won more if they had women on their team.
Probably.
True that. In the movies, though, I like that they do have a woman on the team.
That is true, they do.
Mhm.
One of the chasers
Yeah,
is a
yeah,
girl.
she's a chaser.
She no name.
Yeah.
At least I think. Did I make that up?
I don't know.
Hold on. I think I just made that up.
Wait,
I was thinking of
Angelina.
I was too. That's so weird. And she gets blocked by the Slytherins being nasty.
Yeah, that's right. I don't think that there are any.
Are they gross and nasty?
Yep. So here's something I didn't remember. So here's some known players for the Slytherin team. Miles Bletchley, Bowl, Vincent Crabbe, and
Why do I
Goyle.
know
They were
that name?
beaters. Bowl, I know.
Bletchley.
Oh, that
Bletchley?
one too. I don't know, but it sounds
Fletchley?
really familiar. Yeah.
What's his name?
Justin J. Finch finching around.
Miles Bletchley.
Bletchley. Marcus Flint, I know. Harper, Terrence Higgs, Draco Malfoy. What?
Who?
He was on there? Also, Scorpius Malfoy.
In one of the timelines.
Not gonna go too far into that. Montague, Adrian Pusey, Urquhart,
He's just in the Quidditch match.
Vasey, and Warrington. So names that I do recognize, and then some that are older and perhaps... No, those are all from Potter timeline.
They were probably just like
Never
mentioned one
mind.
time or something.
Yeah, you don't even think about it.
Yeah.
So, quote from the book, Harry could imagine how much Umbridge was enjoying holding the threat of no Gryffindor Quidditch team over their heads, and could easily understand why she would not want to relinquish that weapon over them too soon. So she's literally just playing with them. Because, yeah, there is no Quidditch. Like, okay, if you say yes to Slytherin, but no to everybody else, but there's no Quidditch. So, like, there's no gain to that. So she's just holding it over their head just long enough to be a jerk, honestly.
Yeah.
So here's Hermione that I had to laugh at. And she's like, well, look on the bright side. At least now you'll have time to do Snape's essay. And Harry's like, oh, great. Really cool. No Quidditch and extra potions. I love it. Let's look up at this little nifty gifty that Tiffany left in here.
I thought it was interesting. I'll say this.
All right. What Gryffindor's Quidditch team can teach BYU football?
You don't have to read the whole thing. I just thought that it was really interesting that back in 2014, like a legit article was written about BYU football, comparing it to Gryffindor's Quidditch.
Can we talk about how Potter can be put into any part of life?
What is BYU football?
Is it Baylor? No. Is it Baylor?
It's not like
Brigham Young.
That
Wait, what
makes
is it?
sense. Brigham Young.
Oh.
Bring your uniform football.
No, BYU's definitely like a university, right? Right.
But like truthfully, we all put Potter in our lives in our own way. And I think that's awesome because it
Brigham
applies.
Young University. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. It literally applies to. I apply it to everything every single day in some way, shape, or form. So yeah,
Did
it
you
is
see
really
that all the
cool.
youngins are making fun of millennials for using Harry Potter for everything?
Yeah,
You know what?
I read
Don't
something.
care.
It was like, and literally all these things were like totally spot on. They were like, they use GIFs like to respond to things, and they say doggo.
Doggo. I say it all the time.
And
And they're
Hogwarts
like,
houses
I'm
are like
30 and I'm a
legit a big
Hufflepuff.
deal.
And I'm like, but like legitimately, all I need to know about you is your Hogwarts house, and I know a lot about you.
Yeah.
yeah.
Were you gonna say I know if I'm gonna like you or not?
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say that I know enough.
Oh, okay.
It's really cool though, like to hear. I love hearing someone's house. I know I don't have to justify this to anybody else that's a 90s baby, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I like it because then I get a basis and then I also understand, oh, you like Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're clearly a cool human being.
Right.
Yeah.
You cool.
You cool.
So, the only thing that's really keeping Harry going today, because it's been a terrible
day.
Terrible day.
No Very bad day.
Yep.
He is knowing the fact that he's going to talk to Sirius that night, and so they're in the common room at this point. He keeps peeking into the fire to see if he can see Sirius. He can't, not yet. And he's like kind of also trying to like do his homework, and he's trying to concentrate. But Fred and George were not helping because they were being loud with their like inventions. So they had finally perfected one of their skiving snack boxes, which they were demonstrating for a crowd, and the crowd was loving it. I personally would be vomiting.
Yup.
Because so Fred would eat the orange snack bit, vomit into a bucket, and he would continue to vomit until he forced down the purple bit of it, and then the vomit would cease to happen.
Purple.
I don't handle vomit well. It's one thing. It's just the
Question.
sound, the noise.
Question. After you experience that horrific thing, your stomach's a little off for a while, right? These poor guys, not poor guys because they're doing it voluntarily, but like,
I wonder though.
jeez.
I wonder though, like if eating the purple thing not only
Totally
stops the vomit, but like
neutralizes
calms the whole stomach. Because I know exactly
I
what you mean.
like that. I like that
Yeah,
a
because
lot.
it's like after you feel that way, it's like you just feel bad for hours.
Yeah.
I like
so Fred and George are there eating and vomiting and stuff. And Lee is there being a good friend and vanishing the sick away, basically.
Where does it go?
Oh, with all the kittens that they vanish.
Vom kittens, no.
Oh god. I won't lie, this is making me very queasy. Like,
Keep going.
I
Just
know,
keep
I know
going.
it's like a human that like
Just
is
power
going
through
into
it.
nursing school. I should be able to handle, but oof, there's several things.
Remember when you threw up on a wall and your mom said you did it on purpose?
I was sick. It was Halloween.
This is
And like
Halloween
I was
thing.
laying on the couch, and I don't get sick a crazy ton. And I haven't like gotten sick, like vomit sicking in a long time. So I'm laying on the couch. I didn't feel good all day. And I was supposed to make dinner for everyone. And I was like, Dad, I can't do it. Like I just was super sick. And so everyone comes home, and my mom, who is a nurse, does not handle vomit well either. And I
don't think anyone
I get
really
up
does.
from the couch and I start walking fast to the bathroom and like did not make it. And then I'm like on the floor. And I'm not like sprawled out. I'm like on my knees. And I'm like, Mom. And then of course she tells me like the next day, she goes, and you did it on purpose. You threw up the wall. I'm like, I didn't. Whatever. I'm like, I didn't do it on purpose either. Just ugh. So, and it's noted in the book that he is using the same vanishing, he being Lee, is using the same vanishing spell that Snape uses on Harry's potions to get rid of, his potion and the vomit. And I just put this little interesting tidbit by Sasa. I personally, in my life, would have had, or should, the color should be,
Yes.
if it's gonna be like a purple, it should be, the other side should be yellow.
Lello.
Yellow. Because according to the color wheel, like if we're talking about hair, and this is what you learn in hair school, say you have a blonde and it's a little yellow, you tone that yellowness out by using the purple because it's opposite of the color wheel. So they cancel each other out. If you have an orange, truly, if you guys have done some quarantine care, what is it called? Quarantine. That just sounds wrong.
Quarantine. Sounds like you're saying corn.
I know. Quarantine hair color. And so you've bleached your hair and it's a little too orange. Get a color that has blue in it because blue will cancel out some of that orange. You got to go opposite of the color wheel. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Sometimes the purple can kind of get some of the orangey out, but like it's not going to work as well as a blue because there's obviously some blue and purple. But in my head, if you're going to eat an orange, the other side should be blue because that cancels each other out. But what do I know? I just went to hair school.
That's
Speaking
design
of
101.
quarantine hair, I need to redo mine.
So yeah, that's, opposites. Color wheel. Shouldn't be yellow, or it should be purple and orange. Just my personal life. And I didn't put any of this in the doc, but you can get Skywing snack boxes, correct? From the Wizarding World. And
They're
then
a little
also
weird.
Googling it on Amazon, they have like a weird looking thing that's like $30. So I don't know.
I've never seen that.
I don't, it's not Prime, but it's like a metal box that has the Weasleys and it's Skywing snack box.
The puking pastels don't actually make you throw up. The fever fudge is actually kind of good. What's the other one? And the nosebleed nugget.
I don't, did we get a snack box?
No.
We should do that.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Next trip.
And then like on the wiki, it's just like Skywing snack boxes are a range of sweets that make the consumer appear ill. They are among the many products developed by Fred and George, and they're sold at their joke shop. And then, you have the symptoms for as long until you eat the other side of the snack, the schnickety snack. Don't talk back.
I was just going to say that.
So Harry is not having the best time focusing on his homework. I also kind of think the common room is probably a terrible place to do your homework anyways.
I would go to the library because people aren't allowed to talk there.
But like my thing is, and like I guess it's different because like with me growing up, I've always been able to like put headphones in and listen to music. I either had like a Discman or a computer or like something that I have to like, I can't be like in total silence. And I think if you listen to like certain types of music, it helps you study better. But so he's having a hard time focusing on his homework between them vomiting into the bucket and it's hitting the bucket, which is just vomit inducing to me. It's just so, I would genuinely be vomiting.
I'd see myself out by. I'm going upstairs.
And then people cheering because they are finding this fascinating and fun or whatever. And then Hermione is making noises because she does not approve of what the twins are doing. And Harry's like, this is more, her doing that is the worst out of all of these things because she like is sitting right by him and she keeps making these noises.
She's
And he's
grouchy.
like,
I can just see her being like,
yes. And so he's like, finally gets on and he's like, dude, just go stop him because you are annoying me, basically.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, they're technically not doing anything wrong because Fred and George aren't making anyone else eat it. They're eating it themselves, and there's no rules against that. So I can't tell them, like, to stop. So then she comments, Harry comments, he wonders, like, why they only got 3 OLWs. I don't know what the B is there for. Oh, because, you know, they really know their stuff. But Hermione is not impressed. Because, you know, she's Hermione. But I personally think that's completely wrong. Because that's super, like, they have to be super talented and gifted and smart to be able to, like, figure this out. And, like, how long have they been working on it? At least from our eyes, it hasn't been that long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they've already perfected at least one of them.
totally.
And I think like that's something like Hermione doesn't always, sometimes she fails to see the value in things that she herself thinks are not valuable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. She gets better, but
I mean, they all have their faults.
yeah.
And so, you know, what did I
kind
write
of
here?
feel like it takes her until she sees them in their shop.
And I think with Molly as well. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
yeah, I was thinking her too.
And Ron kind of points out because Hermione is like she feels like they're just doing something that she sees no value in and that like really it's kind of like useless. And Ron's like, but they are making money, so it really does have value and real use. Like, you know, you need people like Fred and George in your life that are gonna bring, you know, fun things and silly things, and so life isn't so serious. Because you just need that. Otherwise, life is boring. And like they're smart guys. They just aren't your conventional, like everyday.
But honestly,
They're not
like
academic people.
Yeah,
but like think
but
about
they are
the
smart.
inventions that we
Yeah.
have today and like how certain people were like told
never gonna
you know
be
that's
anything.
never gonna work. I don't know
Mhm.
why you're doing this. And you know they're going broke and doing whatever, building these things out of their garages, and
Yeah.
then boom, you have Apple. You know
Yeah.
what I
Yep.
mean? It's like just let the people be.
If you guys want to see what that garage looked like, you can go ride the ride in the Epcot ball.
Not anymore.
No, they're not redoing it, remember? That's on hold.
But isn't it closed?
All right.
I don't. The Epcot ball always freaked me out. Which you'd think
Cool.
Space Mountain would freak me out because I don't care for space.
Sarah lost her phone on Space Mountain.
did.
And we had to wait the whole night to get it back.
It wasn't that long.
No, it
though.
wasn't. It was
And they
was only a
tracked
few
it
hours.
coming to the front
Yeah.
of the park to them.
That was a good time. I love that ride.
Me too.
So finally, everyone has gone to bed, and it's pointed out that like Fred is jingling his change because he has like a bunch of galleons in there. He's jingling it.
You're so weird.
And it's well past midnight when Sirius finally pops into the fireplace to talk to them. So Harry immediately tried because they're like, oh, what's going on? Like, let's have a conversation. And he immediately starts to tell Sirius about like what they were doing, and Sirius like interrupts him, and it's like, yeah, I heard you're forming a club. And they're like, how do you know that? And so Sirius tells them all about it. Turns out that Harry is still being watched by the Order. Mundungus, as we talked about, was the witch under the veil. And they being the Order, and like Mundungus wasn't able to use the invisibility cloak that was owned by Mad-Eye Moody because that was confiscated with the arrest of Sturgis. Here's my question. Do you think Eric Munch took it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got to get under there to get to all his secret brunches.
Was serious? The serious, get it? Because they're dating.
Yeah, I get it.
Mm-hmm. See the Felix Files.
Yeah.
God, I don't even remember what we said.
That was a
It was
day.
the
It was
best.
all factual. That's all I know.
Oh, okay,
100%.
yeah,
Just
you're
the
right.
facts.
We wouldn't have said things that weren't true.
Give me the munch facts.
He tells Hermione because they were like shocked, and they didn't go to Three Broomsticks because they didn't want to be overheard. And then Sirius is like, no, that's where you wouldn't have been overheard. You were overheard at
Right.
Hogshead. And he tells Hermione that she has a lot to learn. And I wonder like how she felt about this, because I think she
took it to heart.
I don't know. I mean, I think so, but at the same time, I think sometimes she thinks she's like better than him. I don't know. It's just Sarah's thoughts. And so, you know, she's got a lot to learn. Harder to hear over here at the Three Broomsticks. And then I love that Sirius also gives Ron a message from his mother, and I'm going to read it. And this is a quote. It says, she says, on no account whatsoever are you to take part in an illegal secret defense against the dark arts group. She says you'll be expelled for sure and your future will be ruined. She says there will be plenty of time to learn how to defend yourselves later, and you are too young to be worrying about that right now. She also advises, and at this point he's looking now at Harry and Hermione, she also advises Harry and Hermione not to proceed with the group, though she accepts that she has no authority on either of them and simply begs them to remember that she had their best interests at heart. She should remember this later on in the book when they're fighting about it. Hold on. She would have written all of this to you, but if the owl had been intercepted, you'd all have been in real trouble, and she can't say it for herself because she's on duty tonight. Tiff tiff.
Here's the thing about this. I'm going to go back to your quote.
What's not my quote?
I'm going to go back to Molly's
Sarah said it
through Sirius's quote. She says there will be plenty of time to learn how to defend yourself later and that you are too young to be worrying about that right now.
Ugh.
This is Harry's everyday life.
I don't think she gets that, though.
She does not.
I think
But I often wonder, what would had she known, she would have still wanted to keep him a kid as long as she could.
Yeah.
I think it's just something
because that's what you do as a mom. You want to keep them little and innocent.
Yeah. And I think that she doesn't grasp yet that really he's not innocent anymore. You know what I mean? And as much as, they're kids,
they are, but
there's not going to be time.
Right.
Yeah. Like, you know.
And in this kind of a war world that they're living in.
Yeah. And you know, you see, there's going to be another conversation later on with this whole thing and her not wanting them to be a part of it. And even before, you know, with the meeting and telling Harry things, and then literally like Ron's like, he's going to tell us anyways. And like, Harry's like, yeah, I would, you know what I mean? So yeah,
I think that this too, and like, I'm not by any means like saying that what Molly is saying here is bad, but I think that this is just proving that she is in denial about their role in this war.
Their role,
I don't know if she's in denial.
She's not denial about
really
the
gets
war.
it.
She wants to delay it.
I don't think she realizes how important Harry is to all of this.
I agree.
Because Dumbledore really is the only one that truly, at this point in time,
Snape doesn't even know at this moment.
Correct.
Right.
So I
nobody
think
knows until 7 how important
Snape doesn't.
he is.
Well, no, Snape doesn't know until Dumbledore's dying.
Yeah.
Well, true. Which is basically
7. And you know how
but
secretive.
6.
You know how secretive Dumbledore
well, it's the beginning
is.
of 6-ish, middle.
But even
it's before everyone else. You could just say that. Y'all are like, it's this page.
it's on page 50.
No, it's 51.
It's actually 54. No, but also we have to think that Molly knows what it's like to lose loved ones in this war.
Yeah.
And like that's the thing, like everybody has a different perspective, you know what I mean? Because like the last time Molly she herself did not fight in it, like, and I don't know if Arthur did. I don't think he did really, but like her brothers both died.
Correct.
Fighting this.
Yeah.
And this time around, you know, not that she obviously she was in it in the sense where like her family was directly impacted from it and directly like in it the first time, but now it's even more. And then she's having, yes, Ron or Harry and Hermione aren't her kids, but like Harry's another son to her. So like she just doesn't want, ideally, she just doesn't want them having to deal with it. And if I think, you know, and I would say this is true about probably any mother of like a soldier, you know what I mean? Are they super proud of their kids going and fighting for our country? I'm going to assume they are, absolutely, because I think that's an amazing thing to really be brave and do that. But do they always also want them to do that? No, they want to keep their kids home and safe, but they also
worry
can
about
understand.
them every moment
and I just think that's
day.
a parent thing.
Right.
And and she just doesn't. I think she doesn't want to believe. I don't know. You know, it's a hard situation to be in where she doesn't want to believe they're going to have to fight. And
she probably at this moment in time still believes that the adults are going to take the brunt of the fighting and they're going to be able to force the kids to stay at home whenever the real thing happens and keep them all safe. When in reality, honestly, Harry, Ron, and Hermione are going to have to do the most out of anybody.
Yeah.
But A, she doesn't know that. And B, even if she did know that, she would still at this moment in time be in denial about it and trying to avoid that at all costs.
I can't even imagine her reaction had she known like the plan.
Yeah.
Like I want to, like, you know, she just wants
She'd
to
be appalled.
She
be
probably
the
would
one to,
not
like,
have
let-
been part of the order. I think she would have been totally against the order if she knew that Harry had to die. She would be like, "Hold on, what? No,
I
that
don't
can't
think she'd
be the only plan."
one that would. I think a lot of people would be upset with that.
Well,
yeah, for sure.
But I mean, I also think that like it needed to be the way it did for it to work out the way it did.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Dumbledore knew that too.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, kind of.
So he can't tell. He being serious cannot tell them what Molly is doing that night. You know, just order stuff. You know, she's just on Amazon. Just
NBD.
kidding. She's ordering stuff.
I get it. We get it. Online shopping.
He also wants them to tell her that he did tell them because he's sure that Molly does not trust him. And so Harry kind of tries to confirm, like, oh, okay, so like you don't think this is a good idea either. And he's like, what are you talking about? I think it's a great idea. Because really, he and James probably would have done something similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
they would also hate having to be taught by an old hag like Umbridge.
Well, not only that, but like especially like coming from having a professor like Remus and Judy. Honestly, like they learned a lot from Judy.
Well, like in two, if you think about it, like when Sirius and James and all of them were in school, they were facing something similar where like there was all of these things. And that was the first Wizarding War. So, like, they know what it's like to be in school and wanting to learn how to defend yourselves in case something happened.
Yeah.
And so maybe he's even thinking, like, I can't imagine not being able to have the tools and the knowledge to defend myself. So then Harry is surprised because the year before, Sirius was not wanting him to do anything risky, but... Then Sirius reminds him, well, okay, last year there was someone like probably in the castle trying to kill you. It seemed like they wanted to get you. I'm gonna get you. And then this year they know that they're obviously they being Voldemort's out in the real world, and he will kill you. And that's his goal is he wants to get you. And he and the Death Eaters are not gonna stop. Like, oh, you're not Harry, we'll let you go. No, they're just going to kill people. They don't care. So, like, it's a little bit of a different situation. You should learn to defend yourselves because you will need it. And also, like, Sirius, again, knows what it's like to live on the outside when Voldemort's at large and doing all these things and how you really should know at least things to be able to defend yourselves. So then Hermione asks about being expelled, and she just kind of wants Sirius's idea because Harry's like, but this is like your idea, so like, why do you care suddenly about being expelled? And Sirius's reply says, well, better expelled and be able to defend yourselves than sitting safely in school without a clue. And like, maybe that's even like a bit of foreshadowing because they aren't going to be safe in school in a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bad dudes are coming. They're going to get you into school. I don't know why I just said it. They're gonna get you. And so then they're kind of talking about where they would be able to have these secret meetings. And immediately Sirius says, how about the Shrieking Shack? Because it was very helpful to him and his friends. And it worked well for them. But it would really be impractical for this group of 28 people. Because like with just 4 of them, they had the invisibility cloak. They could all transform into animals. And as far as they know, none of them are animaguses, animagi, whatever the word is. There's several of them. And again, there's 28 of them. And he's like, oh yeah, that's probably like true. And then he talks about there's a pretty roomy secret passage on the 4th floor that's like behind a mirror or something. And Ron tells them that Fred and George told him that it was blocked. So that's not good either. And so then Sirius starts to talk again. And this is from the book, it says he broke off. His face was suddenly tense, alarmed. He turned sideways, apparently looking into the solid brick wall of the fireplace. And then he vanishes, and they're all like, Sirius, like, where'd you go? And suddenly there's a hand in the flames, groping like it was trying to grab something. And it said in the book, a stubby, short-fingered hand covered in ugly, old-fashioned rings. So seeing the hand, the three kids kind of just get up and they book it towards their rooms. And like in my mind, like the way I thought
from
it
the Addams Family
could be.
They're creepy. No.
So the way it's like the last chapter paragraph, I mean, like Harry runs up to the stairs and he like turns around when he's like at his door and he could still see the fireplace, which in my mind is not how the
common room is laid out,
set up.
Yeah.
But he can still see Umbridge's grubby little hand grabbing right where Sirius's head had just been.
What was she gonna do?
She
Turn him in. Get the galleons.
Like, can you yank someone out of a fire?
I don't know.
Or was she just trying to like hurt him? Get him out. I don't know.
Either.
Bananas. Read me some questions.
We got some. All right. Courtney asks, was Neville gonna punch or curse Draco?
Punch.
Punch.
Fully physical, baby.
No, yeah, this
Yeah,
was
I
going to
think
be
punch.
a physical fight.
Jess asks, how do you think Draco found out about his daddy being a Death Eater? I think it was the end of 4th year.
When or how? It was the question.
How?
I think it was just like, I'm a Death Eater. Yeah, I know.
Maybe he came home in his little death dude garb and he was just like, oh, cool. Not.
Dad, what's this mask?
What's this mask? Yeah, I think that it was probably super like informal and Lucius was just like, yeah, this is what it is.
Yeah.
We'll get you fitted next year, kid.
For real. On the for real.
Truffles, if you had to change your childhood in any way, how would you?
I wouldn't.
I agree. I had a great childhood.
I don't think that I would either.
Whenever I think about, because when I was a kid, I used to think, I really wish my parents never would have gotten divorced. That was like my one thing. But I wouldn't be exactly who I am today if things didn't happen exactly how they were supposed to happen. So I wouldn't change anything.
Agreed.
Yeah. Meganicius asks,
What?
do you think Dumbledore didn't try to intervene in these teacher evaluations as a way to stall the ministry, with them wasting their time with teachers instead of going after him?
I think he just doesn't want to kind of make any sort of waves because, y'all, he is real busy right now, if you don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he just like at this point, you know, you see later on.
He steps
they
in when he needs to.
Yes. They being Umbridge and the ministry fires Trelawney. He's like, sure, you have the power to remove my teachers, but guess what? You don't have the power to hire someone. Here comes revenge.
I literally want that drawn. I want, you know, those comics where Dumbledore's just like completely outrageous.
Yes.
I want like that kind of a style with the woo 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 woo.
But I also feel like he'd be moonwalking away, being like, woo, 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 woo.
And I need him to be in rainbow robes. That would be epic.
Oh my god, yes.
And I just need it. I need it to be done. And I want to frame it. So I'm gonna need you to mail it. What was I saying?
About oh
yeah. So he honestly like he knows that there's a legality to everything and that, you know, he can't overstep, blah 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 blah. But he knows where he can like really like find that loophole and make it come out to a Hogwarts victory, if you will. So
yeah.
You know, that's why that whole thing about like, yeah, you can fire my teachers, but you don't have the right to send them packing, I guess.
Or replace them, and unless I can't find somebody.
Correct.
And I'm going to do everything in my power to find somebody.
So now I'm going to put your worst nightmare in here so you can, you know. Yeah.
Wait, Centaurs are her worst nightmare? Like Firenze's?
Half-breed.
Yeah,
She is a half breed.
Well.
A toad and a human.
The
worst.
Okay. Sarah.
Also, wait, how is a centaur a half breed? They're a centaur.
Well, because
a centaur's
they're
a centaur.
like
Because
just because they're
human.
because she's
and-
crazy.
Yeah,
She's nasty.
It's literally
and
just in
mean.
her
But
mind.
it's just not. Oh, God, she's literally the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty bad.
Sarah T says, would the other end of a puking pastille also cure a hangover?
I don't know, but I feel like I couldn't. I feel like I couldn't put the second half down. You know what I mean?
That's why it says force down.
Yeah. Can you force? Like,
But I wonder if it's
no.
continuously like.
I
sorry
would
to be
never
gross.
pick
If
that
it's, like,
one.
like just continuous, or if it's like vomit and it's a little bit, and because like you really, I'm sorry, you really don't have like once your stomach is empty, like, and then the dry heaves. You know what I mean? Like that's because there's. I know. I'm sorry. I don't know.
The heave is. I don't know, Sarah. I don't know.
What if you never take the purple part? You're just gonna be vomiting forever.
Yeah, I think so. And that's like dangerous.
And then you die.
Correct.
and then
Yeah, you
die.
just get an IV.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Well, you should still eat.
Next question comes from Miffany. Best beverage for Swish and Sip?
What's your favorite thing to drink?
Vino.
I was talking to Tiffany.
Oh.
Vino. Yeah.
Or a daiquiri made by Maddie.
I highly enjoy me a rum and coke.
Are we talking alcoholic?
Yeah.
You can't ask me because it depends on my mood.
Coffee.
Sometimes it's wine. Sometimes it's a Rita. Sometimes
Yeah,
it's a beer.
honestly, it kind of depends.
Like
Lately, I've been digging the wine.
The
But-
vino.
I love a good red wine,
Vino.
a good dry white, a good dry
Rita.
I've
red.
been really
Yeah.
loving the cheap Aldi wine. It's the best.
Winking owl.
Yeah.
Every time I've had it, it's been too sweet, but I haven't had like I haven't bought it.
But they
to get,
have, even their Pinot
well,
is good.
I've heard good things about. I just
like
hate
their-
sweet wine. It's just not for
the
me. I
Pinot
don't like.
Grigio is not
I'm not
sweet.
a sweet
It's
person.
crisp. I like
drinking wise, like even I just don't care for that. Today I have water and I had a coffee, but it's gone.
You had a lot of coffee.
Today I had coffee.
I had 2 things of it. I didn't even drink. That was the only coffee I had today.
You
Was
had
that
a
one.
giant coffee.
That's a venti.
It's giant.
That's only 20 ounces, and it wasn't full, and half of it was ice, so that really wasn't that much coffee.
That's true.
Okay, next question also comes from Miffany. Recap your best day at Universal.
Haven't had it yet.
What?
Suckers.
I really liked when I surprised you guys.
That was a
Surprise.
good surprise.
Nobody knew I was coming.
Mm-mm.
I did call it because I'm a seer.
I think because I was asking too many questions, and
You
I kind
were.
of regret it.
You were being too, like,
Tell me when you get here.
Too engaging.
Tell me when you do this. Keep me updated.
Yeah.
You guys are taking forever.
Well,
It's called traveling.
Sorry. I can't control the plane. I didn't fly
I
it.
can't control how long it takes for our luggage to come out.
I feel like wasn't your friend walking real slow? I feel like that was one of the things you guys were waiting on him.
He took a long time to get off the plane. We were
He
like,
did.
and then Tiffany like forgot that he was with us, and she was like, "All right, let's go." And I'm like, Ezra," and she's like, "Don't tell him."
Well, he wasn't.
Well, now he's
sitting
going to
with
listen to it,
us.
maybe. Probably
He's
not.
not going to listen.
Everybody's going to tell him.
They're not
He's
gonna tell
rat
him.
me
You guys-
out.
You guys are good. You're not gonna tell him.
But that was a great time.
That was good.
And honestly, I needed to get the heck away from my family because woof.
yeah.
I'll tell you this, I slept on the floor for what, 3-4 nights?
Not cool. I enjoyed the day that it was one of those days, the day we sat and just tried food.
Yes.
I want butterbeer ice cream so bad.
Oh, I know.
I know.
It was so good. That's something obviously I love. Very sweet. I don't care how sweet your ice cream is.
Oh God, it's so creamy and good.
I bought some Ben and Jerry's today. And like literally,
they can have all my money. By
I
the
literally
way,
can't wait to go home and eat it.
can we go buy some?
I bought
would love
Americone.
to.
I think is that the one with Stephen
Ooh.
Colbert on
You
it?
gotta get tonight though.
Yeah, but isn't that have peanut butter and stuff in it?
It has peanut butter cookie dough, I think.
I don't care for peanut butter.
No, maybe not.
It has something with
cookie dough in
something with peanut butter in it, but I also
It's
didn't see that one.
fantastic.
And then I bought another flavor and I can't remember. Oh, coffee ice cream. It's from Ben and Jerry's. I don't remember what it's called.
I like fish food too. from my Ben
coffee
and Jerry's.
ice cream
That
with
sounds
fudge
so
swirls
bad,
and
taken out of
brownie
context.
chunks.
Netflix and chilled is my jam.
Netflix and chill
What's
is
in
really
that?
good.
Because I
I
looked
think
at that
it
one.
might have peanut butter.
That's why I didn't pick it up.
yeah.
I'm not a huge.
So check out the
peanut
Tonight
butter
Dough
fan.
again because it might not have it.
I
think
guarantee you it does.
I don't know, but it's
Well,
good.
you could. I mean, you have the internet in front of you.
I think that it's kind of like I kind of separate my universal memories between like me and Katie memories and then like Swish memories.
Mhm.
Lame. Also, can I chunk? I almost said chunk in because I'm reading chunk. Chime in. It says the extra chunky concoction combines chocolate and caramel ice cream, which sounds like a dream, with chocolate chip cookie dough, which I love, peanut butter cookie dough, which I don't super care for,
This is
and a
Tonight Dough.
crunchy chocolate cookie swirl. I would try it.
It's really good.
I need me some ice cream right now.
But I got the Americone.
right now.
So my favorite Swish
American
universal
dream.
memory is definitely Sarah surprising us because I was clueless. I heard Tiffany say it, but I was just like, yeah, whatever. Like this, no.
I was convinced that Tiffany was gonna cry, and Megan was gonna be like, "I knew it," and then it turned out
The other way
Tiffany was
around.
like, "I knew it," and Megan cried.
Yeah. And then my favorite me and Katie memory
You're gonna steal both my faves. Go ahead though.
I'm just the best.
is the day that we got our photos taken in our wedding garb at Universal. That was fantastic.
I like that you call it your wedding garb.
Garb.
Well, what is it called? Our wedding outfits. I don't know. My wedding dress. I loved walking around Universal in my wedding dress and literally feeling like a princess. Like people just
We got so much free butterbeer stuff.
they gave us free butterbeer. They gave us free ice cream. They gave us front row access to Gringotts. We got to ride it twice. We got to ride the castle twice. We didn't even have to get off. We got to have our own cart in the train, and they literally like took us up and walked us right on one. It was just fantastic.
It was awesome. Those are both my two favorite memories.
Wedding
too.
swag. I like that.
Wedding
I like
swag.
swag.
Oh, you rode the worst ride in the world 2 times in a row. How does that feel? I'm just kidding.
Great, and we got the photos for it.
Although they did not give those to us for free.
No,
Riding Hagrid was so much fun, but I felt like
Even waiting in that line was
Wolf.
a lot of fun.
it was. It
Yeah.
went fast.
And the girl, and I forget her name, who let us go and
Oh,
go to the bathroom
yeah.
and come back. Gosh,
Praise.
she's
I
the
would have peed had I not went to the bathroom.
Yeah, I think I had to pee the entire time I was in line.
Probably.
Well, we
I'm
drank so
surprised
much
that
water
we
like
had to
Powerade.
because we were sweating so much.
Well, I'm very
Well, we sat in that
situations
dragon room
I'm
for a long
very,
time.
very conscious of like you need to drink because you're going to be sweating it out, and if you sweat out and you're not bringing enough in, like that's bad news bears, and you're
It
going to
was
get
so
sick, and it's going
warm.
to ruin your whole day. Your whole day. I mean, we did see someone get like they had to bring her up to a fan,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
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 and I was like, I hope she's okay.
The only
I don't
thing
want
is-
that to
is
happen to us.
We didn't
Drink
see
some
the end of
water.
that queue.
It's actually cool because we got to see it the next
The
time
end of
that we
it.
rode
Oh,
it.
I get what you're
We
saying.
missed the
it's-
whole last room of the queue.
Yeah, it's neat.
Eh.
There's like stuff going on above you, but like other than that, there wasn't really anything.
It's really loud in there.
It is very loud in the last room. But next question comes from Meganicius. Are you as critical of people's behavior in real time life as you are of characters such as Malfoy or Snape?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
personality determines who you are. And that's how I'm judging whether or not I'm going to hang out with you.
Yeah.
Personality.
If you're being shady, I think you should be called out. If I'm being shady, I think I should be called out.
I
People should
think
be
especially in
held
this
accountable.
climate, it's really important to hold people accountable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You need to.
Especially because, as we were talking earlier,
Even family.
certain things are taught and hard to unteach yourself. And sometimes you don't realize you're being a certain way
Yeah.
until someone goes, "Hey, did you think of this?" And you go, "Oh, no." And then that's how you learn and grow. It's really
Absolutely.
great.
If you decide to listen,
Yeah, if you don't listen, then
be open-minded when people are
Yeah.
saying things.
Because you have your point of view and they have theirs. You don't have the same experiences as other people, so you don't know where they're coming from.
Yep.
Empathy. Empathy.
Say it
Come
with
on.
us.
Jeez.
Another question from Meganicius.
that makes me think of a Pokemon every time.
What's a
Name
Pokemon?
Snape's
A Pikachu.
favorite shampoo brand.
What's that one you hate?
Pantene.
There it is. You said it with such
What about
disdain.
what about
When I
VO5?
Pantene?
I
No.
don't hate it as much as I hate Pantene. When I found out after going to hair school, my mom had Pantene in her, I almost called it a refrigerator, in her shower. I literally was like, get it out.
Refrigerator.
I don't know how true this part is, but allegedly people were able to make a candle from all the wax that's in Pantene. That's what makes your hair feel so great because it's wax covering your hair.
I don't like.
I think that Snape's favorite
I don't
shampoo
ever
brand.
use it. When I was
I have a really good answer.
if I shop at Target, I love Tresemme. I won't lie.
Ooh la la. Ooh
Also
la la.
Aussie I like, but I don't use that stuff anymore.
All right, what is it, Lily?
Snape's favorite shampoo brand is definitely Land O'Lakes.
Butter?
Oh my god.
Yeah, because it adds grease.
I thought you were gonna say like an oil brand.
Or like extra virgin olive oil.
Yes.
Hold on, no, Bertolli.
You guys are out of your
Jesus.
mind.
Crisco.
Terrible.
I can't
Although
believe
they
it's not
said,
butter.
like, if you put like olive oil in your hair like a hair mask, it's supposed to be nice for your hair. I mean, not just straight oil, but like you can mix it with things.
He probably
Homemade
prefers
hair masks.
canola oil.
Be nice.
Oh, I am.
Empathy.
I am not an empathetic person.
Pam.
Katie Cheesemo asks, do you think Umbridge had a bad upbringing like Malfoy, and that's a contributing factor to her evil?
I don't know necessarily. It was like
Well, a little bit.
parent versus parent. In
It was
her
like
house.
split.
So like,
Weird.
but didn't so
Yeah.
her dad was a wizard, right? And her mom was, I think, a Muggle because her brother was a squib,
Right.
and she's half blood or whatever they're called.
Yes, that's
Right?
It. Yeah.
And then they split because the dad didn't like the fact that his son was a squib, I think, and
Yeah, and the mom
but-
supported the son.
but also like if you're mad about the whole blood status, why did you
marry her.
Yeah. I in my headcanon is no. I think that I think like parents splitting up is gonna affect you. But I think that her choices are her own, and she chose to maybe blame the fact that her brother was a squib and her mother being a muggle contributed to all the negative things in her life. So yes, she is a product of her environment in that aspect, but like it could have also gone
When you
another
reach
way.
a certain age, you can decide whether or not you want to learn new things. And she clearly decided not to.
Yeah.
So,
But also we don't know like how terrible her dad was, if he completely was also like,
yeah.
wizards are better, he's a squib and that's horrible. And so maybe she just took with that and ran and continued to be like, I don't want, because Voldemort did the same thing kind of where
Some
like
people just
he
never grow
himself
from that.
is a
Mhm.
half-blood, but he is trying to be like, oh, only purebloods are cool. Well, then you're not cool, so why are you in the club? Get out.
Yeah. I mean, they literally did the same thing. And she was even lying to the point in Deathly Hallows when we
Yeah.
see her with Slytherin's locket around her neck, had she known what it was. Said, what was she, a
Right.
Selwyn or
Yeah.
Slewin or something
Mhm.
of this nature? You
Um,
hag.
Katie Cheesemo also asks, on the subject of cats, does Umbridge own one?
I hope
I don't
not.
think she
I don't
does.
think that
I
she
bet you she
does.
doesn't.
I bet you she
I think
literally
she
just
likes
has
the
plates.
idea. She thinks that they're going to make her likable. She thinks that,
They
they're
add
gonna-
like a softness to her. or
and they
something.
don't. You're nasty.
Well, you see her
are
taking
cats
care
even,
of
like,
something?
I feel like not. I don't know. I guess because I don't know.
Cats are
everyone's cat.
sassy, but they're loving.
So
I
loving.
think it depends on the cat.
And then they're
Pretty sure
also
that
the
about-
ones that smack stuff off your counter.
Your
But like,
child
if
did
you
that
look
today.
at the cats that are like in her office, none of them are like the sassy.
They're the Mew
jerks.
Mews.
Yeah, they're very like sweet, cute.
Your daughter looked
I'd-
me in the eye and smacked my keys off the table today.
Good for her.
I was like, and then I had her. I'm like, can you pick those up? Thank you. It's pretty funny.
Next question comes from Sarandon. Name which swishers you think have taken over your handle.
Wait.
I know.
Oh God, I don't know.
Sarandon. Susan
Susan
Sarandon.
Sarandon. Yeah,
Almost like Suzanne Summers.
stop.
Sarandon is Brandon. Meganicius is Vinny. Katie Cheesemo is Marchismo. And Miffany, I'm guessing, is Maui Potter.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Oh, I think I got him. Also, the Danny DeVito memes in the Discord
They're
chat
killing
tonight
me.
are
Dude.
killing me.
Oh, Miffany is wrong.
Miffany's wrong. Oh, is it Mia?
Ooh, Mia.
Yeah.
You guys are
You know,
sneaky.
man.
did you notice that they're all from our houses, allegedly?
Yes.
Dude, you guys are-
Allegedly.
you
Well,
guys are
Vinny
the
is a
best.
Slytherin. Marchismo is a Puff. Brandon is a Ravenclaw.
Allegedly. I just like
Is
saying
Mia
allegedly.
actually?
No,
I was
she-
gonna say.
she
I'm like,
was
I
in the
didn't think Mia was a Gryffindor.
Because you know you
She's a
needed
G
to
in
be
game.
the greatest house.
Oh my goodness,
You guys are the best.
that's so funny. So anybody who's just listening, they like were our personas in the Discord chat tonight, and it was
Pretty great.
hilarious.
Pretty great.
You guys are like, I don't know. There's just something about our Discord. It's better than everybody else's.
Oh my god, you guys spelled out Brandon with your questions. That's
Get out.
I told you. Did I not just say they were better than everybody else?
Oh my god.
I don't tell lies, y'all.
You guys.
god.
We aren't that smart.
We're not that smart.
I would be locked out of my common room every night. It
You could come sleep in mine.
Where's the
Yeah.
beginning of a circle, Sarah?
never ends.
Oh.
There is no beginning or end, I think is what the quote is. I don't know.
Oh, they changed back.
You guys rule.
You guys are silly.
Okay, Brandelli asks, what is your favorite chapter art? Do you know?
Marauders map one.
The Marauders map one is cool.
I
also
believe-
enjoy the rat, cat, and toad. with
Cat,
the-
rat, and dog.
Yeah, that one. I don't know what I was thinking, but the
Rat, cat, and toad.
but it's the
what it's
Whomping
called.
Willow.
The Eye of the Snake is pretty cool.
Mine is the
It's the
Deathly Hallows
snake.
paper symbol. My tattoo is loosely based
Oh,
off
yeah.
that
Drawing.
That drawing.
Loosely based, isn't it like pretty identical to that?
No,
'Cause
I
it's
have
like
a-
the Deathly Hallows on your body and it's also on the piece of paper.
But no, it's like not even, and it's got a bunch of lines coming off of it. It's not a perfect one
Yeah,
like
it's, like,
yours
more
is.
sketchy.
Yours
I know,
is a
I know-
perfect.
yeah.
So why are you saying
I like
What do
that you're
you
like, it's
mean?
loosely based. It's
It
pretty
is.
solidly based on the same Deathly Hallows symbol that is on that piece of paper. It's just
there's so
drawn a
many
little
versions
differently.
of the Deathly Hallows symbol though?
I would say like a different version would be like a completely different design of it being like the one that's
Is my question, is this something worth arguing over?
To each
Yes,
their
what are we
own,
arguing about?
ma'am.
I don't even know. Tiffany's tattoo. Okay, next question.
two.
Puff Puff Jess. What would happen if Umbridge was at Hogwarts during the Marauders era? And fun fact, Brandon pointed out that she actually was. She was a second year when they were seventh years.
If she was an
But-
educator, they would have chased her out.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
man, they would have pulled Weasley times 10.
Yeah,
oh my God,
I
that would've been
agree.
so great.
I need someone to write a quick little short story fanfic as if that were to happen.
Oh my God. Yes. Yes, please. Send it our way.
Yeah, I need it.
The last question comes from Brandelli. How did Sirius know she was there? I think he probably saw it and
Wait,
knew
say it
to
again.
like get
Oh,
out
I think he could
in the
feel
fire.
it.
Did
Like
she
how did
touch him?
Sirius know?
Yeah.
I think that like he could
I wonder if he
if
could
they're
hear
all
her.
connected, you know what I mean? And she's trying to like
Mhm.
figure it out. He might have
Yeah.
like felt something that wasn't normal to the flu
Yeah.
calling. And her grubby little fingers maybe touched one of his locks.
Ugh, she's gross.
Ugh. He felt a draft.
Hey,
yes, Courtney.
if I don't go to the station soon,
all right, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Fan story comes from
Sorry.
Sarah, and I
You're
had
welcome.
to point out the subject of this email because it says, "Where have you been all my life?" But really, yo, Swish
here.
and Flick. My cousin Dana Drutzler, which I think I just butchered, but I know that name. Thanks for sponsoring the latest episode, cuz. Told me about your podcast a few weeks ago, and I've been binging it ever since. To put this into perspective, I've listened to Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets in about 2 weeks' time. No regrets.
oh my lord,
I became a patron, but I have yet to listen to the Felix Files, but I'm so pumped to hear your thoughts on our favorite man to feel all kinds of ways about Snape.
spoiler alert, Megan has feelings.
My Potter story. Full disclosure, I have a terrible memory. Me too. I can't honestly remember the first time I read one of the books or watched one of the movies. However, I've loved the world that J.K. Rowling created because it allowed me to live someone else's life when living my own was too much to bear. I have no memories of my mother ever being healthy, and she passed 4 days after my 14th birthday. Since this time, my immediate family has been a great source of turmoil, anger, disappointment, and judgment. The Harry Potter universe allowed me to escape and allowed me to feel loved, and to feel as though I belonged, to feel as though I mattered to someone. I've read these books countless times, and now at 30 years old, I continue to do a yearly reread just to feel that sense of comfort that so many listeners understand. I don't think I could ever truly verbalize how significant this world is to me. I credit these books with saving my life. I so appreciate your podcast, and I find myself literally laughing out loud when you guys get the giggles, even though half the time I have no clue what you're even laughing about.
Neither
Sorry.
do we.
Yep. I don't think I have laughed as much as I have in these past few weeks of listening. It makes me feel like I have a group of friends around just discussing all things Potter, and I can't thank you enough for the work you put into this product. I can tell you care about not only Joe's world, but all of us who are lucky enough to inhabit it. Thank you for reading my story. Quote, of course it's happening inside your head, Harry, but why on earth should that mean it's not real? Best, Sarah.
That's
Wait.
such a good podcast-like quote.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mhm.
I
That's
do
so
love it.
cute.
Oh, I forgot. My house is Ravenclaw.
Woo, 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 woo.
My Patronus is a shrew. Sigh.
Oh, look at you guys are like, varmint
We're
twins.
still cool.
My wand is 10 inches fir-wood, unicorn core, and reasonably supple. Additionally, I'm in the Navy, and those books have
Wow.
gone on 2 deployments with me.
Nice.
The yearly reread waits for nothing.
First off,
Okay, thank
thank you for your service. Absolutely.
I thought about joining the Navy.
In the Navy. Incredibly sorry about the loss of your mom,
Yes.
but
Yes.
super happy that we can be here for you as well as other Swishers and the fandom itself. We know that this fandom is strongest when we are together, so super happy to be there for you. And thank you. I mean, I say it almost every single time. Like, our listeners have no idea like how awesome their words are for us.
Yeah.
Like, even just the subject of the email, like that just makes me so happy. Just like reading that, the whole yo swish and flick at the beginning, like that's awesome. And then just the words, just saying that you appreciate us, that in itself is just
It's the best.
it's a feel good.
I don't have words for it, but thank you. And we are your friends that you can carry around in your pocket.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Totally.
And we're always here for everybody. All the time.
I think if we actually fit in people's little pockets, we'd hang out.
It'd be so cute.
What are we looking at? Where are we going
Makes
today?
me think of Pickett. We would be like 4 little Pickets.
Yes.
So
Can I
I
be
draw us as
Tom?
bow truckles.
It would be.
Oh.
It would be ticket, Micket,
Kick
it, and stick it.
I love it. Draw us as bow truckles. Draw us as bow truckles.
I love it. I have 2 jokes today.
Ooh, tell me a joke.
I'll tell the Potter related one first.
No, do the other one.
First?
Yeah.
All right. I hope I don't screw
Are
it
you
up.
embarrassed?
We'll end it on a Potter note, but this
Okay.
joke is hilarious, and we can shout out that Amazon device woman
Yes.
for.
I asked her for a food joke today, just randomly.
Thank you for not saying her name.
Well, you know, I don't
have.
wanna-
I don't have one down here, but that's all right.
Oh, she'll go off.
Well, no, but if anyone's listening, like out loud, I say it, you know?
All
Yell
right.
it.
How or where does Spider-Man prepare his food?
In a web of lies. I don't know.
On his Weber grill.
You thought that was hilarious.
I
Oh my God,
laughed
it's so
so hard.
like, seriously?
laughed.
You guys are dorks.
Okay, Harry Potter grill. I mean, joke.
Harry Potter grill.
Why is Mad Eye Moody such a bad teacher?
Because
I don't know,
really him.
Katie. Why?
Because he can't control his pupils.
That's terrible. Because I think he can control his at least one. Oh, I guess you can't. You can't control your pupils.
Katie.
Oh man.
It's not terrible.
Good
That's
night for
actually pretty
jokes.
funny.
Katie's got jokes.
Jokes.
All right.
Megan, your feet. What? You're like, this is like someone's hands.
I clap my feet all the time.
Yeah, I literally just my feet were like this for like forever, and then I just decided to like hold my feet together,
Oh, it's
like
funny.
they're holding hands. Anyway,
Jokey White back at it again.
It's so bad, but so funny.
Sorry, babe.
did you guys know that you can follow us on Facebook?
No.
What?
We have a Facebook. It is Swish and Flick Podcast. We also have a group, Swish and Flick Podcast group. I've also been putting out vlogs on our YouTube. We have a YouTube channel. It's called Swish and Flick Podcast. Super easy. Same as all of our other social media things. YouTube.com/SwishFlickCast. And we have been putting out vlogs from like our travels last year. with like our meetups and our time in New York, seeing Cursed Child, seeing Puffs, going to Universal. So if you guys want to watch our vlogs, they are on our YouTube channel.
Giving me feels.
It's been fun to edit them. You can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at SwishFlickCast. And you can follow all of your hosts on social media. So myself and Katie are on Twitter and Instagram at the Petrus Family. Tiffany is on Twitter and Instagram at TiffSwish_flick. And Sarah is on Instagram at O'Malley with 3 H's.
Can you say it properly, please?
O'Malley.
Malio.
Wait, what is your name? Wait, what's Brandon
Nardnob,
backward?
right?
Nardnob. No, Narb. Not
Nodnarb. Nodnarb.
Narb.
Yeah, so we like to go on, we actually didn't go on Instagram live today. Usually we do before we record, but usually we try to go on Instagram. So if you turn notifications on for that whenever we go live, you should be notified. And then lastly, if you would like to support this podcast, you can go to patreon.com/SwishFlickCast and you can choose your different level. I'm super excited to get these Phoenix Plus boxes out.
Oh my god, I want all the stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
everything
pumped.
except one item is ordered, but that item should get ordered like this weekend. And it's a good one.
I'm so
I like
excited.
it. And what I like about this one, this is going to be my only little clue, is that it's a good mix between a theme and some other cool stuff.
Yeah.
It's just a good mix. I am excited for all the items for myself.
It's
if
a
I'm being
solid
honest.
box.
Excited.
And when you get your box, please
Tag us.
Yeah, tag
Post
us.
us
Send
and
us a
post
picture. We'll share it.
Yeah, I want to
Yes,
see
yes,
it.
Yes, yes.
Get it up, set up all fancy schmancy.
Send it to us on Instagram so we can share it in our stories, on Twitter, even on Facebook. Email us pictures that you get and we'll share them.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome. We love seeing you guys get excited about getting them whenever you do.
Mm-hmm.
So, Tiffany, what you up to, girl?
Swimming.
You're summering it up.
I am.
It's
I've
not even
been
summer.
Swimming every day. Trying to read 2 books. Oh, actually,
the Wheel of Time.
Yes, I've started it. I'm not very far, but I'm very into it. I am reading the Hunger Games prequel, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So it's basically a Megan book.
Do you think I'd like it?
Yes.
Okay, I need to read it.
I do.
have it on my Kindle. I just need to do it.
So I'm physically reading The Eye of the World, and then I'm listening to the Hunger Games one, which I didn't think I liked the narrator at first. Not narrator. Is it narrator?
Yeah, narrator.
You call him narrator?
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking, because narrator, when you think of a play,
They say narration by Jim Dale. So yeah,
it's not Jim Dale. No,
But he's cool.
I thought I didn't like his voice at first, but it's Santino Fontana. I don't know if that's a person that's famous or anything, because I don't know famous people really that well. Sarah does.
What?
You know celebrities and things.
Oh, is it a celebrity that's reading it?
I have no idea.
Oh,
Thank you for listening to my life.
sorry.
Santino Fontana.
I don't know.
But I enjoy it now. Their voice grew on me. So doing that. But I'm really, really into that Songbird one. It's good. It's really.
I think I do know who he is.
It's
Sorry.
I won't spoil it obviously for anybody, but I will say it's a lot more brutal than I remembered the Hunger Games books to be.
They're pretty brutal.
This is
New level.
you see how they get to that brutality.
Oh
Oof.
yeah. Ugh.
So
I just
interesting.
can't wrap my head around that.
It's bananas.
It's crazy.
Glad it's not real.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've been doing bar and I lifted today for the first time in a while and it felt so good.
Do you want to know who that is?
Sure.
He's Hans in
Yes.
Frozen.
Yes,
Oh
he's
my
awesome.
God.
And my
Maybe you'll
crazy
hear it now.
ex-girlfriend. Yeah,
Does it sound like Hans?
I don't know.
Who is this Hans?
Who is this Hans?
he's
I'm
also in My Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Great show if you like it. If you like singing in musicals, and it's very good.
Oh my gosh. So cool. Oh my god. But yeah, no, just, gonna celebrate Father's Day for Martin this weekend, even though I already gave him his gift like 2 months ago. It's fine. You get a kiss. That's all.
That's it.
I mean, what else am I doing? I'm playing with my daughter, hanging out with my husband. Been playing Breath of the Wild, so I'm just milling around doing whatever. Not gonna finish the game yet because I don't want to. That's all.
I am killing life on eBay. So I've been selling so much stuff on eBay. It feels so good. We're trying to just like pare down our stuff.
It's really hard. If anyone has any tips, for the love of God, please.
Honestly, like, why am I so attached to things? Like, I just am so attached to things, and I don't know why. It's like dumb.
It's so
like,
hard.
I think that I figured it out. Katie and I were talking. We're like, why is it so hard for us to get rid of clothes? And I was like, it's because we buy clothes from memories. A lot of the times, we'll like. Anytime we go someplace, we'll buy a t-shirt or we'll buy a crew neck or whatever. And it's like, we need to stop doing that so that it's not as difficult to get rid of items.
Are up here.
Just buy, honestly, if you're like buying things because you're like on a vacation, I would say a Christmas ornament.
Yeah, ornament and magnets are like my new go-to now.
Or pins. You can put them on like a corkboard.
Yeah, I literally won't let myself buy crew necks anymore because I don't need them. And says the woman with the brand new crew neck in my bag.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's supporting someone I love.
Correct.
Well, two people I love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. We're just trying to pare stuff down even more because I just like our apartment that we live in now, we never fit into it. Like,
and we never cared to try because we didn't like it.
We never fell in love with the apartment once we moved in. So like we just never felt the need to like get comfortable there because as soon as we moved in there, we basically were like, we're moving out of here. So like so many things stayed in boxes but then now it's time to like move again. And we're like, I haven't touched this stuff for a year. Do I really even need it?
Correct.
So we're just trying to be like realistic with like what we're keeping and
like,
what we're not.
Marty went and cleaned out that back room and I wasn't here and he's like, I don't even want you to see things to think that maybe I'll do whatever.
He didn't get rid of my books.
Got rid of all your books.
No, but like that's what like sometimes like I just get in moods and I not throw away because I donate everything because like you never know what someone else, you know what I mean?
I've taken 5
maybe
carloads
more
to Goodwill, maybe more, like full packed
you don't have
carloads.
that much space.
I don't want to tell you how many bags of stuff I got rid of.
It's insane.
Like
I've donated over 15 bags of clothes to Goodwill. Between the two of us,
goodness.
like and like even like I had
It's
like
just-
like furniture-ish type items and like little handbags. Like I don't use that. Like when I go places where like you get like a wedding per se, maybe because like for the last 5 years I've been in almost every single wedding that I've been at, so like most of my stuff, like I have like a big bag of stuff because I'm more than likely going to be doing my own hair and makeup, so like I don't have a little purse, so I haven't used a little purse. I'm like, why do I have all of these things? I'm like, half of these are colors I would never even use.
Yeah.
I'm like, why do I own you? Get rid of you. Donate. I don't need you. All these shoes I buy, don't need you. And then I bought a lot of shoes. But I needed tennis shoes for work, so.
But like at the same time, it's okay to like get rid of things and replenish your wardrobe. It's just you have to have that constant cycle of like cycling things out. Like I was looking in my closet and I'm like, I've had this dress for no joke 10 years. It's time for it to go.
But I have some stuff that like I won't get rid of, but like I have dresses that like I'll still wear to this day, even though I've had them.
Yeah,
for
I mean, like
10
there
years.
are some, but then there are just a couple in there where it's like I've had this for so long and like I would rather just like get something fresh, you know?
Yeah.
So
My style has changed so much. So
mine.
I've been every time I get rid of my clothes, I give them to a friend of mine.
Yeah. Yep.
And honestly, sometimes it helps having a friend there to be like, get rid of it.
You don't need
I've
that.
also
That's why I had you
realized-
over.
Tiffany goes through her stuff. I'm like, you don't need it. I've never seen it on you. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Like whenever you pause, I'm like, get rid of it. Just get rid of it.
I've realized since doing this though that clutter gives me massive anxiety.
It does me as well.
It brings me down.
Yeah,
dude.
it just like when
Bring me
the
down.
when the apartment is like in massive disarray, which like it kind of is right now, just because we're like going through so many things and trying to get rid of so much stuff. It literally just like puts me in a bad mood immediately. I'm just like, I
Well,
just
you can't get
want
comfortable in your own
to
living
come
space.
home, have there be nothing anywhere, and relax in the living room. Like, oh my God, that's just all I want in life right now. So it's just going to feel so good when we actually fit into where we're living. I
Honestly,
just can't wait.
like when my countertop is clean
oh, it feels
and when
so
my
good.
floors are free
And I get
of
so
clutter.
mad at myself when I let it get that way. And I'm like, you know how much this gives you anxiety. Why you
I-
do this to
You look like a
yourself?
fish.
You gotta pick it up as you go.
I know.
But honestly, like I found like after I had Alana, there was stuff. And it literally like made my chest feel tight. And I told
Yeah.
Marty, I was like, we have to. So he would like help me out and whatever. But like literally couldn't have anything like around me.
Yeah, I feel
I've
it.
gotten a lot like better since, but it was real.
Yeah. Katie, do you have anything different going on than me?
Just embracing a lot of change coming up really soon.
Yeah.
And there was something and I forgot
It's
it.
gonna be
Oh.
great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Accurate. I collected all 8 gym badges, so I'm on my way to the championship. Woo!
Go, babe.
Yep.
I can't
Who's
wait for
your
her
team?
to finish so that I can play it.
I'll
What are
send
you
it to you
talking
because I can't think of
Pokemon.
it right now.
Okay.
What's a Pokemon?
It's a Pikachu.
Well, you have Chortle. I remember him.
It was Choodle, and now it's
Oh.
Dreadnought. Chortle.
I'm
Score-
gonna pee my pants.
Score bunny.
I almost. I think I know that one.
It's not even a Pokemon.
Turtle? Oh yeah, 'cause
Choodle.
it's a-
Choodle.
oh,
Can you get
Choodle.
serious
Choodle.
right now?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Chortle
hold
is, I
on.
think,
Can
a
we
thing
pause
you
and
do.
talk about Pokemon Snap, dude?
I'm so
I
excited.
can't wait.
You take pictures of Pokemon. Get
It's
Oh my
the
God,
best.
I'm so excited.
Ugh.
That was my life as a child.
There was
Snapping all the
Pictures
pics.
of
it was back when I
Pokemon? With what?
Your game system.
I had my first apartment up here, and Marty and I stayed up all night, and we ate pizza and we beat the game all the way through, and
That's
it was
awesome.
just so. I mean, I have it down here. It was so much fun.
It's gonna be so awesome with all the new Pokemon and everything, though. To
I
like get all the new
know.
pictures. It's gonna be so fun. Pokemon Snap.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Sasa.
I'm not doing anything. I'm taking the test in July to apply to the nursing program, so hopefully I do well on that.
Go, go, go.
And then I just asked you guys to just keep my family in your thoughts and prayers.
Absolutely.
That's about it. That's about it.
She's been swimming as well
Yeah.
and reading,
And bleaching her hair.
Yeah.
so she has been doing
It
some
looks,
things.
I look a little Malfoy at this moment in time,
I
which I
like
did
it.
on purpose, but knowing in about a week it's going to be like prime where I have a little bit of a root.
We're gonna be having a brunch.
Yeah, we're
Sasa's
having
gonna
brunch for Father's
cook.
Day.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's about it.
Well, if you're on Discord, we'll be back tomorrow. And it's not going to be 4.5 hours again. And if it is, I quit.
We got things to do on Saturday.
We have plans tomorrow night, remember, guys?
We do.
We
Oh,
are
ice
do.
gonna
cream.
have ice cream.
It's going to be the second we're never getting ice cream episode, and we all know it.
Well,
we're getting
we could
ice cream.
Order them beforehand and pick
And
it
put
up.
it in the freezer.
Yeah,
so that
we could do our
definitely
Sunday
have it.
thing.
But it's kind of a fun challenge
I agree.
to like.
I thought we
make
were
sure
doing
I
that
don't know
with
if
the
I don't know.
party.
If, can you just pop it up? Oh, we could do that too. I don't care.
No,
we need to
no,
get Honey Hut.
we need to have a hard deadline.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're never getting ice cream.
We're gonna get ice cream.
We're gonna
Brandon,
totally get ice cream.
Won't be
tomorrow.
4 hours, so it'll be 5.
Don't even start, you guys.
We're
2. I'll give
recording
you
a chapter.
I'll give you
tomorrow.
Tomorrow's another
2
chapter
hours.
episode.
It's gonna be episode 150.
I know that's a super big. Yeah, it's a super
You
big
have to
deal
get ice
tomorrow.
cream.
Yeah, we need ice cream.
Come on.
It's a celebration.
Oh, it's not coming out. This is coming out on our birthday.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Happy
Dang.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to
Swish.
you. Anybody listen to Radio
And
Disney
Alana?
as a child?
I
yeah.
once did I ever tell you
I'll have
I
her
used to
sing
try
it.
calling in to Radio Disney every day. I'd get home. I remember being at my grandma's house,
Radio Disney.
asking her if I could use the phone, and then calling it a Radio Disney. And then the one time I was listening to the radio on my phone and on the radio, and I got so freaked I hung up. I could have been on the radio.
I've never been on the radio
Disney once.
No.
I was on Radio Disney once.
I wasn't on Radio Disney, but I've been on the radio before answering questions about teaching.
Cool. Do you want to hear something funny? My mom wanted to do a commercial, I think for a hospital, and she had to go into a radio station, like record it, and then they gave her a Trace Adkins CD, and she's like, "Here, do you want this?" And I think it was like his Chrome CD. It was the
What is that lyric? Something every blah blah blah. That's how he says it. All right, we have to end this episode. Well, I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I hope you're all well. And yeah, I don't know if the next episode is going to be half a chapter or a whole chapter because I'm not done with the dog. So that concludes this week's episode. Thank you so much for listening, and don't let the muggles get you down.
amazing, just like my voice.
Ready?
Trying not to
She's
one
gonna
laugh or kill us.
Murder.
It's the latter.
I think it's the first one, but she's just acting tough.
Something loud, and I'm singing. And I love you. I love you. I love you.
Oh. You know that Lizzo song, like, I do my hair toss. Check my nails. Our friend's mom thought she said I'd do my hair toss and shave my legs.